Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Stellaris, the live stream. Utopia. Just rearrange those words, we'll have a thing. Hello there. Right, everything should be broadly as it was, which is good. Something should hopefully be fine. Ooh, just realised a thing. Ooh, I can stop this galaxy doing the thing where it spins off to one side if I just pause before I go over to OBS. Oh, that's good. Behind the scenes look there. Right, hello. Everything should be as it should be. The volume levels should all be fine.
We have sound.
We have sound, we have my voice, we should have game audio not being too ridiculous as well. Everything should be as it should be. I think I've set it all up correctly, hopefully. So in which case, we may as well, as I apparently, can do. Does that actually work? Does it work? Oh, it does work as well, yes. Right, okay, so, welcome back to the Stellaris game! The Stellaris game. Hello everybody, welcome to the... Oh. By the way, you're going to see some slight chugging during the stream. That's not the stream, that's the fact that Stellaris itself is dealing with the fact there is a massive intergalactic war kicking off and everybody's at war with everybody else. So a lot more is happening than the engine's really used to. Like, this is one of the problems with the Utopia DLC. Unfortunately, like, the game isn't really well optimized for the amount of ridiculous hyper-violence that kicks off during this whole business. But still, this is us. Let's just kind of do a little fly through our ships. This is the massive fleet that we've assembled. Races and peoples across the galaxy gathered above Rome, the planet Rome in the Vesta system, to fight the war in heaven. Oh, it's nice. So where's the big one? There's one massive one. There's the massive one at the back. There's the destroyer we went and got. So my massive destroyer at the back there, bristling with guns. Very, very nice. And you may notice most of these ships broadly the same. That's because they're mine. I'm the only person who's really carrying my weight in this war. But there we flipping go. How many people have we got with us here today, Claire?
How many people do we have? Let's see, 622 watching now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well,
up 626.
I imagine we'll pick up a few people as we go along. So that's a little bit lower than we've had. I mean, we had 1,000 for Mass Effect Andromeda, so I imagine that will tick up a little bit. So, you know, we'll explain things for a moment before we actually kick off into things. This is the galaxy, if you're new. This is the galaxy. This is us. This is the Pax Romana. We are indeed the Space Romans. I mean, we've got quite, you know, we've got a nice empire. We've got a good-sized empire here, and we're surrounded by friends. But, well, you know, you may notice, oh, there's loads of different empires, everything's fine, you know. Pax Romana is so big, no one's going to cause trouble with them. No, that's not the situation at all. Let's go over to the diplomacy map. Basically, yes, we're in green, and everyone in purple has decided to cling to us, and they're going to be friends, and they are actually part of our lovely little galactic Senate Federation over here. Which actually, I've just realised, I kind of didn't show this off at the end of the last part. Federation victory requires that your Federation owns 60% of all habitable planets. We're about halfway there. Because of the people who've basically desperately tried to join our Federation very recently, we've jumped up to about halfway to having actually won. We now control about 30% of habitable planets in the entire galaxy, which is really, really cool. And the reason everyone's jumped and signed up with us is because of these dicks and these dicks. The Apathi Peacekeepers and the Themblon Reconquerors, albeit the Apathi Peacekeepers, in inverted commas, unfortunately, have kind of started a massive intergalactic war. So don't really kind of, you know, live up titles. These are fallen empires that have woken up, awakened ascendancies, as they are called. And they have basically dragged a whole bunch of people to sign up with them. So basically, they've now declared war on literally the entire galaxy, apart from a few people who've basically agreed to be their slaves, if you like. And the main people who've decided to be their slaves are the people directly next to the Themblon Reconquerors, the other fallen empire, who basically decided that being next to a group of people called the Themblon Reconquerors is a terrible idea. So obviously they've just basically clung to the Apathi Peacekeepers just for their own security. The Themblon Reconquerors, meanwhile, have managed to interestingly get themselves a whole bunch of kind of slaves and vassals and battle thralls, I believe the technical definition is, way, way, way down here in this side of the galaxy. But other than that, they're at war with me, and they're at war with the Apathi Peacekeepers. So it's a massive three-way brawl between the Themblon Reconquerors and the Apathi Peacekeepers and me. Now, it looks like we've got the best of it, because we've got most, but yeah, those, they're a lot stronger than we are, unfortunately. So we have got to figure out how to fight this war, and I think I've figured out how we're going to have to do it, which is, we can't take any of these guys on directly. Quite simply, the fleet the Apathi Peacekeepers have and the Themblon Reconquerors have their own fleet. is too powerful for me to take out. It's like, I think if we can just find something, I'm not sure where it actually is at the minute, so, and there's a lot of hostile fleets given we're at war with pretty much everyone in the galaxy, but their fleet is like 200,000, 300,000 strong. Even me and all my allies, like, together, like, even if we all do cling together, and we don't always, like, we've got ourselves, yeah, I'm providing the majority of the strength here. I'm providing 80,000 strength. But other than that, it's an extra 7,000 strength, an extra 22,000 strength coming off the Federation fleet. But even then, we're probably 120,000 absolute tops, and even then, there's like, I think there's actually, yeah, there's like a 1.6 fleet for the Rontaurs that aren't currently joined up with us, because we're all part of a coalition, so they'll follow me because I've set my fleet to be followed, but if they run into trouble in their homeland, they'll go and deal with that, which is not too surprising, which is why right now, the Rontaur around here, I assume they've run into trouble, though hopefully, they are following Second Armada. So basically there's a force somewhere called Second Armada. Yeah, there it is. So basically a small force of 1,200 invaded their territory, so they're just going to go and deal with that rather than following us around, which is not really too surprising, all things considered. So we can't do them on directly, but they have allies, and their allies are their biggest weaknesses. Because we're technically at war, and there is a war score going on right now. If we of the Galactic Senate in this war could basically knock out their allies, we might be able to occupy enough planets and destroy enough fleets that's enough war score to settle the war. Because if we can get them to, yeah, 75 war score plus 75 in our favour, then we can enforce total victory, absolute annexation of them. Now that would come with a lot of technology, a lot of good stuff in general, because their worlds, which we just have sight of actually, they're just within our vision range. So if we kind of, yes.
Sorry, we can't see your mouse cursor.
Oh, the mouse cursor thing's disappeared again, has it? That.
Yeah.
Ah, we've seen that before. How are we going to... How did we fix that last time?
Wasn't there a setting for that?
No, I don't think it was a setting. I think it was just we kind of went out the game and then we came back in again. And
yeah, sorry, I was looking at your screen.
Yeah, you're right. I can't. You're right. You can't see that. How did we fix that last time? I can't remember. There was a fix. It wasn't a setting, I don't think. But just in case it is, I'm just gonna put up the panic symbol.
The panic symbol.
Yeah, the panic symbol. I don't think there's a setting I can actually do for that. Settings for...
Well, while you look for that, I'm just going to say a quick thank you to Peter Thiessen, who donated $5 with Super Chat whilst you were explaining
Thank you,
things.
Peter Thiessen. Yes, you may notice, as people who weren't here for the Mass Effect stream last night, this is the new thing on YouTube that we've activated, because it's basically the equivalent of the Twitch bits, the Super Chat system, where people can donate during the stream to have their message be a bit more visible, which is greatly appreciated. It makes the streams really worthwhile doing for us. Like, you know, we turned it on last night for Mass Effect. We weren't sure if anyone was even going to use it, but no, quite a few people actually did, which is marvellous. How do I set this? Do I include the... I'm just looking over all the OBS options right now. We know we ran into this before, and I can't remember how we fixed it. I think it sorts itself out. I think it possibly just sorts itself out. Possibly. So we're just going to... Oh, no! No, the situation's got worse.
Panic!
The situation's got worse. Right, go back to technical issues. How did that happen? What?
I'm not sure how that happened.
Okay, wait, okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Now we go back to the Stellaris game and...
Oops.
Okay. This is...
Oh, whoops.
We've had this before as well, but I can't remember. Okay, who told me to fix the mouse thing? Because you've brought... This is your fault. This is your fault, whoever told me to fix the mouse thing. Now you get to enjoy
like
horizontal lines. No.
Weird.
No, hang on. What's that going to be? That's going to be... That's nothing at all. Right, okay. I think I might be able to fix that, though. Wait, hang on. That one was the capture of the... What if I capture the window? Yeah, that's fine. The window.
Capture mouse cursor is there. You should tick it on and off, and then maybe that'll work.
Yeah, capture mouse cursor is there. This is all your fault. Whoever complained about the mouse cursor, you brought this on us. Right, no. Just give me a new thing in there.
Shame on the person who said fix the mouse. Now says the chat.
Yes, indeed. Monitor 1.
La la la.
1, 2. How do we fix this?
People who've just tuned in just wondering what the heck is going on.
Welcome to Line Simulator! Everyone loves lines. Oh, bloody hell.
Thanks, Madison, who donated. donated $5 saying panic, all caps.
Donate. Okay, now we have to panic because the person who donated said.
Whoever said Claire suggested the mouse thing, the chat.
Claire drew it to my attention. That's true. That is true.
Well, I mean, it is true that if ever John can blame me, he will try.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the menu. I'm going to reload and see if that's going to make a difference. I'm just going to quickly load here. Yeah. There we go.
Wow. Yeah, thanks for it.
Yay! Yay! And hopefully we got the cursor. We got the cursor as well. Everything's fine. I've saved everything. Don't worry. So, as I was saying, the world.
Thanks to Philip Harbo who donated 100 of a currency I'm currently googling.
Ooh,
Danish krone.
Danish krone. Wait, are they not on the euro?
No, I guess not.
Ah.
Said already worth it.
Nice.
Really likes Line Simulator.
Do we have any idea how much a krone is worth?
I mean, I wasn't gonna bring it up because, you know, but let's see.
The really nice thing, actually, if we defeat these guys, we actually get the preserve. That's one of the nice things about defeating the Apathic Peacekeepers. Remember the preserve where we sold one of our Romans into? Yeah, there he is. There he is, right there. We sold him into. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, the zoom's gone wrong. Okay, we haven't fixed everything yet. Because that.
Oh, great.
That's not showing.
Oh, great.
Okay, okay, just okay. We're not quite as. Not quite as much as I thought. Okay.
Yeah, why is it so zoomed in?
Yeah, it's fine. Capture mouse curse. This is all Claire's fault!
Oi!
Sub-region, position, use point filtering.
Miles donated 5 Great British pounds and said that Julianus Victor would not be this hopeless.
Uh-huh.
Which obviously we all know.
Everything was going fine until Claire ruined it.
Oi!
Until Claire completely ruined it.
Everybody is donating in different currency because that's fun.
Yes, it is. It is great fun.
Someone, 5 have donated 200 of a different currency, but I have no idea which it is because
this is part of your job. You need to find out what the currencies are.
I need to copy that.
There's a finite number of currencies that a system accepts, so you could get a list of those up. Right, none of that is working.
Agnes donated $5 Australian, said it's
No.
2:13 in the morning here in Australia.
Yay, Australians!
And they regret nothing.
Uh-huh. Okay, position. Oh, wait, hang on. Fit to fit screen. No, don't fit screen then. Position or size. Fit screen. Reset size? No, don't reset size. Okay, position. Reset cropping. No, don't reset cropping. Okay. Position size. No, don't center. Don't center either. Right, okay, position size. How does none of this okay, now you're seeing a different portion of the screen. Now you're seeing a different portion of the screen.
Hey, who cares anyway? Donated 50 kroners and said it's about 9 kroners to a British pound. Thank you.
9 kroners to a British pound, nice. Center horizontally.
Oh. And
why are you not fitting to screen then? Why?
And someone else in the chat said they just realized what art they're going to make for the stream. So
oh god.
Presumably it's currency based, and Mr. Flapjack 1. Excellent username.
Yeah. Oh, did you see I got flapjacks by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got
flapjacks.
That's our snack for the stream. We've got flapjacks here today.
Right, so Mr. Flapjack donated £5 and said, how long do we plan for the stream to last?
We're kind of saying till about 8, but then, like, as usual, we'll probably overrun slightly. So, center vertically, just...
Itches donated $5 Australian. Said my browser crashed and I was gone for a few minutes. Okay. What did I miss?
Centering. Okay, now we're centered.
You missed not much. Thank you.
Oh! I think it did it.
Woo! It's back.
No. It's because I needed to center it, then fit it to screen. Right. Okay. Now if the the cursor's gone again, but I don't care. Okay. Just don't. gonna see if I can fix that just one time, but just to see if that's there. What that was again? Where did you see that last time? Because it was there. It was one of these.
Yeah.
It was one of these.
Yeah, it was in properties. Yeah, capture mouse cursor.
Yeah, capture mouse cursor.
Off and on again.
Turn it off and on again. And then...
Yes!
Okay, now I think we've got the entire screen and you've got the cursor. Now we're never touching the settings again. Anyone, I don't care. Never touching the settings.
Okay, Johan donated 500 Swedish krona. Wow, thank you.
Thank you, Johan. Do we know what...
And such a thanks for a ridiculous number of hours of entertainment, and everything's better when Claire is there. Love these streams. This is a real message. I'm not making it up.
Sure you're not. I think we actually checked this recently. It came up in the subreddit and did the calculation. If you wanted to watch every single video that's publicly available on our channel back to back, it would take you 42 days straight with no sleeping or breaks or anything.
That's a good number. We should keep it
Yeah,
there.
exactly 42 days. Pretty much, it would take you. So yes, as I was saying, if we take out the apathy, there's a bunch of good stuff we get from them. One, their planets, we get the preserve. So we basically get a sample of one of pretty much everything in the galaxy that they were keeping in these little Xeno preserves, which are actually pretty cool anyway, because they produce a ton of, they produce like 2 sociology each, which is kind of nice. So like this planet produces... Actually, weirdly, it says it only produces 1 society research, despite the fact it's clearly producing vastly more, but whatever. But yeah, they've got themselves this lovely little system here, and we can get ourselves one of everything, which means if these guys entered our empire, basically we'd have, like, perfect fits for every planet, so we could basically, and probably one of these guys might even have, like, a Tomb World preference. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a Tomb World preference somewhere. So that'd be really, really damn cool. So we get that, plus their other planets are, no, that's the preserve again. Hang on, go over to the other one. Yeah, their planets also have, like, advanced stuff. They have, like... Actually, that one doesn't. Some of them have advanced stuff on them. They have, like, advanced buildings that are better than any of my buildings. Yes, Clay, you sounded annoyed there.
Shout out to Jackson, who donated $10. A shout out to Finley, who donated 10 quid and said anything that makes me miss Doctor Who has to be worth it. I believe John has thoughts about Doctor Who.
Oh god, Doctor Who's so terrible right now. It's so bad. Come on.
Shout out to David, who donated $5 and said, "Don't panic, many a true towel." Which is because you ignored my 42 joke, I'm just saying.
Of course.
As you always do.
You know what's actually something that's really interesting here? I've noticed this before. The Xenophile Fallen Empire, I think they're using species inside the preserve to settle planets they wouldn't actually have the right affinity for. Because this is one of their worlds, but the people who are on there are the Kelzoon, who are not them. So I'm assuming what they've actually done is they've actually put together a colonization party out of the preserve. So if we go to the preserve and look for the same portrait, not you, actually, is it? Oh, there you are, yeah, Kelzoon. So these guys are, yeah, these guys actually have the Tundra preference, as opposed to those guys. I can't remember what their actual preference is. What's your preference again? What's your preference for... What is your preference? Hang on. Go to the surface. Can we see the surface? Your preference is for ocean. Yeah, so they're actually using the aliens in the preserve. And we can also see, this is the advanced buildings they've got. So, like, this one square produces flipping 23 minerals because they've got an autonomous fabricator, which is kind of got producing 12, but is also being boosted by their ridiculous bonuses that they get. So, like, you know, even if I was controlling that, unless I wouldn't get the big bonuses, like, 12 minerals off a single patch is still ridiculous. That produces, like, 12 food on its own. That produces ridiculous amounts of power. Produces 15 power. A dark matter power plant producing 15 power a go. If I could control that, I would be swimming in energy and whatever. So yeah, basically what I've got to do is I've got to take out one of these two guys here. I've just got to decide who we're going to war against, because we can't just basically cower and wait, because eventually they'll invade, and when they do invade, there's nothing we can do to stop them. So we've got to we've got 2 things we can do to start off with, and this is going to be the first big decision we make, and this is going to go to a vote, which Claire's going to set up a straw poll for. Basically, the Apathy Peacekeepers are right next to us. They border us. They are probably going to invade us sooner or later. So knocking them out of the war, or trying to do so first, would not be a bad idea. That would mean basically taking our entire force, everything we can muster together, and taking it up here to these areas that are highlighted in yellow right now. because then if we can just knock out all of these planets as best we can, then we might be able to, if we can get the war score up to 75, and it's probably about 5% per planet or thereabouts, if we just take over enough planets, destroy a few fleets up here, take out the Sin, for example, then if we can just get plus 75, we can force the Apathy to surrender, which is kind of odd when you think about it, because you can basically, they can be left with a fleet that could, in any, like, engagement, destroy our fleet, all of our fleets combined, and they'd still surrender, but whatever, that's what the game says happens, that's, I suppose, what happens. So we could do that. That would get these guys off our back, but it puts us in a dangerous position, because obviously the Thembalon Reconquerors are right here as well as the Apathy Peacekeepers. So as a result, our fleet would be doing manoeuvres right between the Fallen Empires, and we might run into the Thembalon as well. Our risk of running into one of the two fleets is increased that way. Alternatively, we could start our war by going after the Thembalon Reconquerors. Their allies are down here. They're extremely weak. It's the Envelope people we've kicked the arses off before. It's these guys over here that look massive, but we know for a fact are actually really, really feeble. Because if we don't go into the thing there, it specifically says their power is pathetic next to ours. So we could just go in there and stamp on them. They're way out of the way down there, so we could probably win that war nicely, but the Apathy would be around for a lot longer. Our fleet would be way down over here, and as a result, the Apathy would probably be able to invade. And while we can run certain small amounts of guerrilla tactics to try and distract them and stop them taking our planets, it's going to put us at risk. But the fleet will be safer, but our home world will be more exposed. So the question is whether we take a bigger risk with the fleet to try and keep our planet safe, or whether we take bigger risk with our planet to try and keep our fleet in a safer position. So, the question now is, Claire, that the straw poll needs to be set up in, is who are we going up against? The Apathy Peacekeepers or the Thembalon Reconquerors? So, watch for that. There's going to be a great big straw poll about that coming very, very soon indeed. And then we will decide what we're going to do next. Because, yeah, we simply, even if everyone decides in our, like, little empire here, even if everyone decides to all join together, and, like, all these tiny forces dotted around here, like, there's probably a few more forces dotted around here. Actually, not much. No, oh yeah, there is actually one of our guys. There's 2,000 strength over there, but like, you know, the forces that aren't already joined up with our main force are pretty small, to be honest. Yeah, just a handful of bits and pieces. So even if everyone joined in, we still wouldn't be able to take on the Apathy directly. We simply can't do it.
Alright, the poll is coming in, and most people are replying to that. I can give you a few more proper out loud shout outs. We thank people in the actual chat for donations, but we also, you know, we also want to shout you out properly.
Of course, that seems fair.
Sometimes you just have to wait because I don't want to keep interrupting John.
You're more than welcome to keep interrupting me. It's fine. You interrupt me as much as you need.
Shout out to Olioli, who donated €10 and said #blame the Claire. I think that's always a good strategy.
I think Olioli actually donated in the Mass Effect live stream as well. I think that name rings a bell. I think that's not our first donation. If so, double thank you.
Right, and also Bobby donated $10 and said maybe these funds will help John afford another tech guy who can help with the live stream.
Claire is my tech guy. She's just terrible at it. It's fine.
I am not. I'm just trying to do several things at the same time. Sorry. Also, Nick donated $10 and said they want their damn many a true nerd coasters with a little heart. That's
so gonna happen. That is absolutely going to happen. Oh, hello. What have you got? Oh, this is the fleet of this is the pathetically weak one fleet of these guys down here. It's still like 12,000 strong. We'll be able to run over it with our fleet. So
we have a donation from Larry saying love the channel of $10, and also a donation from Katha Whitler of 10 Canadian dollars.
The best dollars. Those are called best dollars.
Obviously.
Canadian dollars are best dollars.
That said, a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. And also, we had an anonymous donation.
That was that was philosophical there for a second. Yeah, that went deep.
Yeah.
Well, that was depth there.
I mean, I think they just want you to get on with it, basically.
Well, we just have to see who we're going to war with. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. You may notice there's one actual empire that's not colored as the RR. It's because there's one group of fanatical purifiers over here. Fanatical purifiers refuse to join any side under any circumstances. So fanatical purifiers right now are just on their own. Everyone else just doesn't like them very much, but no one can be bothered to stamp on them at this exact moment in time.
Olioli wanted to clarify that for the record, they made the donation demand for you to do the vault in Fallout.
Ah!
And they donated another €5. So
yes!
Triple thank you.
Yep, I remember that. Yes, I did remember someone
yes.
like that. That's where it rang a bell. I'm good at names. Claire will reassure. I'm good at remembering names.
Yes, and Colbane of Holmer, who is also, I'm pretty sure, Conscript David, said that he is donating fan art as always. So yay!
That is very acceptable. Conscript David is I've already said to him he's getting I'm just sending him a mug. He's getting a mug sent to him for all the fan art. That is our thank you to Conscript David. Quite frankly, when it comes to Conscript David, the donation should run in reverse. I want to give him stuff because the fan art's so amazing. Right, what's the straw poll looking like?
The straw poll is looking like, let me just refresh real quick.
Do we have a clear answer?
Do we have a clear answer? Do we?
Oh.
Yeah, they do want you to go to war against the apathy peacekeepers.
Yeah,
for 62% of
it's
the vote.
dangerous, but it's a good idea. I agree. Okay, so here's how this is going to go. The apathy peacekeepers are currently highlighted in green, and here are all their allies up there. What we need to do is we need to move our entire fleet north and basically swing round all of the planets in the yellow sectors, just taking them over one by one. There should be nothing up here that can actually deal with us too much. The only thing that poses a significant threat is if we run into one of the main fleets of the Themblon Reconquerors or the Apathy Peacekeepers, who may decide to come and help out their allies. They may also, on the other hand, decide to come and basically attack us directly. In either case, I need basically the ability to draw them off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a small side force that is not part of Legio 1. And it's just going to float around somewhere around here this is Infinite Pond space. In the event the Apathy Peacekeepers start invading me or get a bit too close, I'm going to send a small force against just their planets over here. Now, this planet over here right now is fairly poorly guarded. Like, yeah, their space stations are about 2.3 strength. Potentially me going around sniping off some space stations would not be the worst thing in the world. So I'm just going to build a force of maybe 4,500 strength, float it around here, maybe in Femin, so it can be floating by to a bit of security with the Mighty Dogs. If they invade me, I counterattack, and that will hopefully draw them off. However, I have a problem, which is right now my fleet is in dock, and it's already just losing a lot of money. Or rather, energy. I need energy in an absolute flipping hurry. So anything I can do to boost the energy output of my empire, I'm going to do immediately. The problem is I suspect I can spend some money upgrading power plants, but, ooh, 7 physics coming off. I want that one spot. There's not much we're going to be able to do here, so I'm just going to upgrade anything I can, toss down some extra flipping power plants. There's technically sociology research there, but I don't care. We're just going to build more power plants there. Any spare spots, we simply build flipping power plants at this point, just because, yeah, we absolutely have to. And after that's done, actually, I might even go and check if there's there's presumably like a policy or an edict I can declare that would help out with that situation. 2 foods being produced here, but I don't care. We're just going to suppress it. We've got plenty of food right now, so instead we're just going to go and build more power plants. Just get more power plants coming in. We need power because we're going to start losing it so damn fast the moment this begins. I really hope we've got, by the way, do we have one of those things that boost the amount of energy on the whole planet here? Because this is a big energy planet, so... Okay, hang on, let's just double check that. No, we don't have an energy grid on this world. Okay, fine, let's get an energy grid built there. And let's get a new power plant built here as well. Just more power plants, more everything. More power in general. Right, so that will be good. Let's just get some energy going on over there. More people coming in. We need people to migrate to this planet, to be honest. I'll check on Nice Cup of Tea, because we need that. We've got more people not doing anything right here. Yes, Claire, while I'm doing some upgrades.
Yes, while you're doing some upgrades, Alex C donated 5 quid and said they still don't understand this game really, but here's to the War Kitty, which I'm assuming is the Tabby Legion.
Yeah, the Legions of Tabby, who are fine and will recover. Who are absolutely fine, yes.
Yeah. And
I'm literally out of money.
Just don't do the new median gambit like you did in Total War.
Oh, the new bit. That was not a bad idea. Okay, fine. Putting my archers underneath the walls and my heavy infantry on top of the walls so they couldn't do anything was arguably not my finest moment. I've also spent all of my money I should probably be spending on more ships. I've just spent on desperately trying to get the power plant situation under control, but I kind of need to.
Yeah, and someone else wanted to know, while we were waiting for the poll earlier, can we take a look at a trait of the races in the empires real quick? That was itches, and they donated $5 Australian.
Okay, the empires
So I think
species.
that's the person for whom it's 2 a.m.
The species traits. Oh, oh yes, anyone with Australian dollars, make sure we pay special attention to those poor bastards. I think actually, yeah, the Zikmok now make up by far the largest proportion of this empire. And let's just look at the demographics here. The droids. This is the least helpful pie chart I've ever seen. They could really do with fix that. Like, how does that help? How does that bloody help? Yeah, there's 94 Zikmok populations to only 71 Romans. So just arrange that like that. No, actually, no. Inari is actually the most numerous thing. The awful, awful bird people from the Inari Slayers who we've integrated. Apparently, we have more of them than anyone else. So... Oh, it's because they're rapid breeders. They've basically outgrown everyone else. Fine. So, yes, the Inari, of which we have many, we don't really use them. We've got tropical preference. They are resilient. So that's actually pretty good for defending their own worlds. Fleeting, rapid breeders and nomadics, they move around a lot. The Zikmoks, okay, kind of, what I really like is we've got a good balance of different preferences, because it's really, really expensive to terraform worlds. Like, stupidly expensive. So I find it's easy just to basically get, like, if you are, like, say, a continental person, part of the continental planets preference, like, get a snow preference and a desert preference into your empire as soon as possible, and then you basically got coverage for all planet types apart from Tomb World. So my Zikmoks cover my Arctic preference people. They're intelligent and strong and repugnant, but we don't talk about that. We just acknowledge that they're strong and intelligent, which are good traits. The Romans themselves, deviant, intelligent, enduring continental preference. We've just picked up a whole bunch of the Il Kalahan. Those are the people who we kind of took over from the Il Kalahan consortium. So they are also Arctic preference. Apparently they're uplifted, which I find odd, because I swear they were there at the beginning of the game. They must have been uplifted by someone really early on. Natural engineers and communal, which is nice. Then we've got a ton of droids, and after that, we've just got a handful of mighty ducks.
Also, shout out to Joshua, who said he has to go because it's 2:30 a.m. in Australia, and there's a big day tomorrow, so he's got to bail, but wanted to say love you both, and thank you for all the amazing content.
We love you too, Joshua. Have a good night. Have a good night down under. Make sure before you go to bed to tie yourself to your bed so you don't fall off the bottom of the world.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly, yes.
And he donated $10 Australian. Also, Ben Skirm donated earlier 10 quid and said, here's to an 8-hour live stream.
That was the first one was nearly 8 hours. The first one was like 7.5 hours. It was ridiculous.
Because we got really excited and we wanted to continue doing it. Yeah.
Like, there's sometimes the early game Stellaris can be a little bit on the slow side. We want to get kind of through that. Actually, what I'm really surprised by is we've actually only got 5 bug people in the entire empire, but that's probably because we simply don't have the world for them to migrate onto. Like, the Mighty Ducks came in en masse because they were able to live on our main Roman world, because they had broadly ocean and continental sync up quite nicely. They're both in the green set. Whereas, yeah, they just aren't the worlds. I think the few of those, probably those 5 are all on the Gaia world, but other than that, there's probably no one else here. Okay, so we've got power coming in. I don't have the minerals to spare right now. I've got, actually, we're down to -3, which is really, really bloody helpful. So it's time for the fleet to begin its journey. We may as well simply start moving it up towards, and just move our way back over here. Yeah, we're just going to move up towards here, and we're just going to start taking these worlds in this part of the world. So let's just move back over out of that map, and instead, everyone come with me. Everyone come with me to the very edge of infinite pod space. So, First Legion, on we go. We've got ourselves... Actually, a mushroom is actually handling this fleet right now. So, those guys... It's a long journey. With hyperdrive, it doesn't actually take that long. It doesn't actually take that long at all.
And apparently it's also the National Day of Quebec today.
Yes, and I think it's Canada Day very soon. That's July the 1st.
Yeah. So the National Day of Quebec is not the same as Canada Day.
Oh, no, I know that, yes, obviously.
And it's called La Saint-Jean-Baptiste, and they wanted me to say it and not you.
You probably, but you probably just said it wrong too, because it's French-Canadian is not the same as just French, you racist.
No, but I probably said it better than you.
Hypercom's Forum for 6 influence. That's nice. We should build some of those. Those are really good. Ooh, Galactic Stock Exchange. That's 10 energy. Plus 10 energy. That's really good. Yeah, I'm getting that built right now.
Yeah, a Conscript Fanfare donated $5 and said, thank you for making your content. It literally kept me alive through severe depression and suicidal tendencies. I wish I could send more.
You know, the strange thing is, it's almost remarkable, and like, simultaneously really sad it happens at all, but really nice that, like, we learn about it afterwards. That, like, it's... The number of times I get messages like that is higher than you'd think and higher than it should be if the world was as nice a place as we'd like it to be. Like, the number of times I've received messages of that nature is remarkable. The number of people who've said that to us in some capacity or other is insanely high, and it's wonderful to know we can do a thing which makes such a difference, but it's also horrible that, like, so many people are suffering that much, and that it came to it. You know what I mean? It's something that gives me really mixed feelings. It's something that really gets to me when we hear about it. So, you know, I'm thrilled that we can help, but it's so sad it's a thing at all.
In more lighter comments,
yay!
Kurt Lager, excellent name, donated 500 Norwegian krona and said this is for beer, Claire, and Jaffa cakes. I don't know if it's for beer and Jaffa cakes for me or for, like, Claire branded beer or something.
I assume I don't get the... I just don't get...
Yeah, you just don't get it.
Oh.
You just don't get it. And also John Blanchard donated 20 quid and said this is for costing me a bunch of money because you sold me on VR with Pyro VR.
Pyro VR is really good. You know, it's really sad. Like, what's weird is, like, when I got the Vive, I assumed, like, the VR videos were going to do really... Uh-oh, we've got problems. We might have problems here. We've got... Oh, hello. Hey, that's the envelope people!
Hashtag sexappeals is going on right now because of that answer you gave to that person's comment.
The envelope people are invading one of our friend places, but I don't think that affects us that badly. And then what's going on over... Okay. In Doria, but I can't figure out where that is, so whatever. One inactive building. What's the inactive building? Oh, it's a power plant. Well, I'm glad you flagged that to my attention. We can sacrifice a tiny bit of science, just get the flipping energy, and we need as much energy as possible, as quickly as possible. That's absolutely such... Anything that... Basically, I'm just going to keep watching the outliner. Anything that's not building something should be building something, and what it's building should be power. I should check, by the way, over here, whether we've actually got ourselves... Okay, that's doing well at least. What else we do? Yeah, upgrade that. Upgrade this as well. Actually, let's just bring someone straight over to here to make gap in. There we are. That's up to 5. Cosmic Ray Catalyst plus 5% as well. Okay. We're slowly starting to get the energy under control, but the energy is going to be such a problem in this. I'm just going to check all my spaceports have solar panels on them. I imagine they do. I think I've been pretty good at that, actually. Yeah, and also almost every spaceport's at like level 5 or something. Yeah, I've upgraded all my spaceports up to like level 5 purely for the fleet capacity. Pretty much. So we're really low on energy and money right now. I mean, we're getting in the money really fast. And I might just go to one of the galactic traders to trade energy, to trade minerals for energy at some point. What's going on over here? There's basically the reason the game's stuttering slightly is because there's loads of war.
Too many things.
Right? Everyone's going to war. Everyone's going to war simultaneously, and the game is not well optimized for it. Which, as I say, is I think a bit of an oversight, quite frankly. That you see that wasn't just the stream freezing. That was the game freezing there for a second.
Yeah,
like, the game is not well optimized for the scale of war that literally exists as a result of war in heaven.
That's alright, we can use freezes, people keep donating. David's donated 10 quid, said, thanks for the stream guys, working late in the office, always enjoy tuning into these even.
Late in the office, which country is that going to be if late in the office? That must be, that must be somewhere to the east of here.
Well,
that must be east of here, right?
They donated in pounds, they may just be working on a Saturday.
Ah, fair enough. The word late for us. Let's just get some more unity going on.
It makes being at the desk way more bearable. We've got another donation from Australia saying 2 AM and I don't care.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rose, thank you.
That's good.
We've got a best dollar donation from Sam.
Best dollars!
Best dollars, who said...
I've just realised I forgot to actually get the Tabby fleet moving. They're just stuck in Matasnobia right now.
They can stay home and be safe.
For those who don't know, poor Tabby has had a really bad couple of weeks. She had to go to the vet for a checkup, and she had a little lump in her breast, so we had to have that removed as a precaution. It turned out to be absolutely fine. She's 100% fine. It was completely benign and nothing to worry about. But she had to be taken. She hates being picked up and put in a box and taken to the vet. She had to go to the vet, then be taken to the vet again a few days later for the operation. Then after that, she had to be taken to the vet like again for the sake of having the stitches out afterwards. So at this point, she's been a bit grumpy. And we've had a heat wave, and she doesn't really like the heat.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she can't take off a massive fur coat.
Yeah, she can't take off a massive fur, and she doesn't like being brushed, so as a result, yeah.
We don't really have aircons in the UK in houses, so it's just been a bit sweltering.
It has indeed been, yes.
And you cut me off just as I was saying that Sam, who donated in best dollars, said, thanks so much for dealing with the spam bots, which is mostly Thomas, because I'm shouting out people.
Yeah, that's actually. Have you seen Thomas Bunnick in the comments? I think he said he was going to be here today.
Yeah, no, he's definitely here, and he's dealing with a number of spam bots.
Thomas is also here. He's going to be our kind of semi-regular mod. He's also getting a free mug. Basically, because we've got the merchandise now, which I'll mention a couple of times during the stream. Yeah, basically, I've been sending, been arranging to send free mugs to like various people who have been like well known to the community. So kind of we've been arranging a few mugs to be sent out. So I've been sending out some free merch to a few people who have helped out. So those people who you see around the community who help out for like completely thanklessly, we're making sure they actually get a thank you now. We've got some merchandise, which I think is nice.
And also thank you to Different, who donated $100 and said that when are we getting a miniature Benno spin-off channel? This is just all about Benno all the time.
The Skyrim, I love the fact that the Skyrim run is like entirely about Benno. I genuinely do. Right, let's get over to, oh blimey, the frame rate. Let's get the fleet over towards Triplift. I'm going to bring my fleet directly into a trap, but the trap is 300 strong, so it's fine. So, okay, so the invasion is now beginning at this point. The flipping Stellaris has just decided to screw it. We're just going in to attack someone else.
Aw, thank you, Daniel. Donated $10, said donating for Tabby, which is lovely.
Yeah, so, okay, so our allies...
the business has to buy treats for Tabby with that money.
The business can't buy treats for Tabby. We've discussed this in the past.
Have we?
Huh? I think I've discussed in general how the business just... Generally, anything you want the business to spend money on, it can't.
Okay, that's an exaggeration for the sake of comic relief. I do not appreciate it. Oh yes, and Olieli donated again 10 euros and said at some point we should name a planet after Thomas. Because he's done such good work.
Good old Bunic world.
Yeah.
We should also at some point. I should actually just kind of quickly check with him exactly how his surname is pronounced. I've probably been getting it wrong. How many science vessels do I have?
Too many. You never send them anywhere, and
I can't send them. I can't send them anywhere because I literally. No. I have like the number of leaders I've got. I've got capacities. I can't have any. Okay, you know, that's not a bad idea. I'm just going to disband a load of these. Let's just disband all of these bastards. Things.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's
that's actually going to save us energy.
It's not like
that's
the chat has been suggesting.
That's gonna.
Like
why didn't the chat tell me to disband all these science vessels? I can't do anything with them. Like literally, I don't have the leader capacity to fit them aside and sign. And I think a science vessel without a scientist on board can't do anything. I think literally it can't even like do research. Actually, I'll double check that now. I'm gonna double check that now. Why the hell are you over there? Why would you be over there? For what possible reason would you be there? You're disbanded. How about you? Maybe you're in a more sensible position.
Alright, whilst you're disbanding ships, shout out and thank you to Andrew Davis, donated £5 and said a nice relaxing war on a Saturday afternoon until Doctor Who, that is. And I also had an anonymous donation earlier that asked you to give us a wee miniature Doctor Who review. Which I know Doctor Who makes you a little bit angry. But they did ask.
They just basically, when they decided let's do a Roman episode, they decided, shall we know anything about Roman history, anything about Roman culture, or anything about the Roman military? No, we don't need to know any of those things to write a historical episode of Doctor Who. La-di-da-di-da, throw ideas at a wall. It could have been said at any point in bloody history. It wouldn't have made the slightest bit of difference. Like, if you're gonna write a historical episode of Doctor Who, then it needs to, like, use the setting. Like, human nature and family of blood, it's really important that they're set in 1913 just for the First World War. It's a huge part of the plot, and it really affects the tone and the characters and the story. It's an important part of it. Empty Child works specifically because it's set during the Blitz in World War II. That affects the setting and the characters and the response and how it all fits together. Even episodes that are just okay, like Fires of Pompeii, the Shakespeare Code, take the historical context and historical figures and use them for something interesting. Or Unquiet Dead and Charles Dickens. That was fun at the bare minimum. But like this episode just took just like some generic Romans. But like as I said like on Twitter, you could have taken like the dialogue of the Victorian soldiers on Mars and the dialogue of the Romans in Scotland. You could have swapped it around. It would have made the slightest bit of difference because none of them sound in any way distinctive. And actually, the Victorian Martians also sounded absolutely identical to the evil Russian in Cold War on the submarine. They had basically this exact same personality. It was just a recycled villain. Just Doctor Who's so bad at the minute. I feel sorry for Capaldi because he's a really great actor, but he's just stuck in this awful, awful series where nothing good has happened for bloody ages. It's such a shame. I'm just gonna keep disbanding ships. How many construction ships do I have, by the way? I've probably got at least... Okay, I don't need 6 construction ships. They can also be disbanded. This is saving me so much energy. It's great. And there's... Oh, there's a colony ship here. There's just... I forgot we've got that bloody bug colony ship that I've completely forgotten about. Yeah, there's just literally the bug colony ship. We've got nowhere to put it, I don't think. I tell you what, actually, we've got spare capacity. But no energy. Is there any actually good flipping desert worlds I can actually shove that down on? Hang on, let's go over to the thing I never used, the expansion planner. Yay, expansion planner. I need to change that to be Savannah World. Where's that? Take me to that. Take me to... That doesn't help. Take me to where that is exactly. Show me where that... That's not in my system. Why would you put that in the expansion planner? It's not even in my bloody system. I can't put it there. Bloody useless. Right, not name, not by class, but not by planet class. I hate the expansion planner. It's so not useful. It's incredibly not useful. Alpine, Continental, Savannah World. How about this? That's completely dreadful. That's a dreadful one I can't be bothered with. No, I just have a real lack of hot worlds in my... That's actually okay. Oh, hello. What's that? That's an alright world. I bet that's going to be not in our territory. Oh, no, wait, no! That is in our territory, isn't it? This is that... Yeah, it's right there. I could go and set that up right now. Except actually, it would be in a sector which I don't really want it to be, because that would be kind of annoying to deal with, which is a shame, because that would actually be a nice bug world. I think there was a nice one down here. Maybe, like, after we've won this war, I'll find a place for those bastards. We don't need to worry about that for now. Let's just get rid of these construction ships and... break down... Like, the reason I've got so many is because I keep inheriting them from... Oh,
yay, someone said they bought Medieval 2 Total War on Steam sale because of you.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in the Steam sale. It's not the best one, but there's some fun stuff like Beholder. I think Scribblenauts is massively reduced as well. Deadly Premonition is cheap, as it often is, which is really, really good.
Someone said you kind of sound like a Roman fanboy. I don't know if everybody knows John did a degree in classics.
I did, yes.
And so you studied, well, mostly Greeks, but also Romans for quite a long time.
That is true. Are you guys actually besieging this world, by the way?
Yeah, they also want you to check if you're taxing your sectors.
I think my sectors are pretty. Following the first pelagic expedition. Okay, I don't know where you guys are going. You guys are just going over here, fine. I'm pretty sure all my sectors are being taxed, yes. But I'll double check everything's being taxed properly. I don't really have the influence right. I could drain them dry. Looks to me like everyone's at 75% tax right now, yes. And though I could drain them dry for 100, yes, because it's... Actually, that's weird. I feel like I'm in a defensive war right now, so that should be reduced. Because, like... Technically, I didn't start the war. They declared war on me, so I feel like it should count as a defensive war. So I should only be paying the reduced cost of like 35 influence to drain the sector. Actually, this sector is...
Well, Conscript David also bought Stellaris and all the DLC because of you, and Thomas bought the Enid because of you.
You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to drain one of the sectors now. I'm just going to use my influence to just drain the sectors dry consistently.
I mean, I'm not surprised John is ignoring me. I'm surprised John is ignoring the Aeneid, though.
Sorry, a lot of stuff's happening. I'm making big decisions, and we've got Unity available. But yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
That Thomas bought the Aeneid because of you.
Which what, in translation, I would guess? About to say which translation, yes. Makes sense. Shut up.
Yes, And Conscript David said he bought all the Stellaris and all the DLC because of you.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea. Like, I recommend like buying Stellaris and then leaving the DLC for now. Just wait, because like it's a perfectly fine base game for the time being.
And
now.
Spence bought Cities Skyline because of your disastrous playthroughs.
Oh, Cities! I love, like, my favourite thing in the world now is, I think I might just do it on a regular basis, basically just trying to slowly drive the Cities Skylines, like, community insane through just evilness. It's lovely. What do I want to do here? Happiness plus 10% across the board is actually not bad.
Ooh, and someone's studying Latin next year.
Actually, one thing I will do is...
Because they love it, and also you.
Yeah. One thing I'm actually going to check is I'm going to check my factions, see if any of my factions I can actually get up a little bit just by, like, adopting a tree. Because some of the factions will just... Here we are. Traditions of Discovery. Right now those guys are giving me +1. I bet I can get that up just by opening the Discovery tree. So that's worth thinking about. Because that's free influence.
They definitely want you to finish the Ascension perk instead of opening new trees.
Finish what? I'm at 1 out of 5, 1 to 5, and 2 out of 5. I've already finished diplomacy. There's nothing to finish. Now, okay, I could...
We're just so used to yelling at you about that. And
I haven't taken ship upkeep costs yet? Okay, well that I'm taking. Okay, yeah, that's taken such a... Yeah.
Oh, John.
I didn't realise I hadn't taken that yet.
Yeah, they were kind of...
I didn't realise I hadn't taken that yet. Why didn't you not tell me that, Claire?
Because I was busy shouting at people and also banning people.
That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, also, Different donated another $10 and said that they want a Benno shirt with Benno standing on a rock saying, "The light of Benno."
I would love... I wish I could do. The problem is Benno as a character is absolutely the intellectual property of Bethesda, so I don't think Benno will ever be able to grace any merchandise. Julianus Vatinius can, because it's just a combination of Latin names. There's no character in Road to the Wall called Julianus Vatinius. So Julianus Vatinius, is effectively, as far as I'm concerned, is a character of our creation, which is fine. So there will absolutely be like a Julianus Vatinius mug and t-shirt and whatever at some point. But I don't think we can for Benno, because that is a character in a game that someone else owns. So
Yeah.
that is unfortunately something we simply cannot do, which is tragic. Also, I should really get some more ships in production.
Also, Vibath donated another 400 rupees, to which thank you very much, and said please never do another City Skyline video.
Are people donating to stop me doing City Skylines at this point?
Well, at least one person.
I'm somehow not surprised. I'm basically just going to hold the game hostage. Continue donating or I will make more City Skylines videos.
No, spare us!
Alright, let's get you guys over here. Just quickly, let's just get some more energy. What does that give? Plus happiness 10%. Okay, yeah. Oh, actually, that's a really good idea. I might be able to optimize energy production simply by putting all the happiest people in the energy production things. Yeah, I can. If I move you up to here... That gets an extra +2 energy, just because I've had bonus happiness. Okay, I need to rearrange all my people so all the happy people are working in power plants. Because if the happiest people are working in power plants, that will be good. Okay, look for unhappy people in power plants, unhappy people in power plants. Okay, basically, unhappy people should be working on farms, and happy people should be working in power plants. Because farms, we've got so much spare stuff right now, we don't really need to worry about it. Actually, Pompeii's a really happy place. That's a really damn happy place, in fact. Right, okay. Tiberius. We've got more unhappy people here. So, we need to find the happiest people who aren't working in power plants. You over there. You move down here. That's a further +1 energy immediately. Good. You move over to here. That's another +1 energy immediately. Right, I hadn't really thought about this. This is a really good idea that we should have done earlier. Oh, yeah, there's another +1 immediately. Spot on. Yes?
Alex C and Stuart both donated 5 quid and said, more City Skyline. Keep City Skyline up. Anything that keeps you away
we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this like Awesome Games Done Quit, where we have a donation counter.
Oh, come on. Yeah, Alex
we wouldn't do
said,
that. That would be wrong.
Alex C said anything but more Civilization 5 because that was painful.
That probably was. In fact, I think I got a lot. Like, I used what I learned in Civilization 5 to... Oh, you need to go over somewhere else. To do better in Civilization... No, go down here and man that power plant. To do Civilization 6. I think my Civilization 6 was a really good series because I learned the basics in Civilization 5. So I think it's therefore acceptable. Also, build a power plant there. Just more bloody power plants. And you, get off the Xenos. Oh no, I need someone to man the Xeno Zoo.
There is someone in the chat who doesn't know who Benor is and is really confused.
I love the fact that the entire Skyrim series is now basically just the Benor show. I love that it's just the Benor show now. It's my favourite thing. Also, we've got a load of spare people just floating around here for whatever reason. You need to have yourself more flipping power plants. More power plants.
Another donation that says more city skyline. That's from Jason, and that's $5 best.
Oh, best dollars. For people who don't know, the majority of my family is Canadian. By blood, I'm half Canadian. My mother was born in Canada. She moved to the UK when she was very young. She's a naturalised citizen now, so I'm a full British citizen. But by blood, I'm actually half Canadian. And I've been to Canada many times. Loads of my family lives around the Ontario area and around Toronto. So I have a great deal of family in that sort of an area. Right, let's just get some of this stuff out of the way.
Someone asking if you would do a Why Not Wednesday video on State of Decay.
I will probably do State of Decay at some point. I have actually been meaning to get around to that one, but it's not necessarily going to be a Why Not Wednesday. I don't think it really needs to be honest. I think like Why Not Wednesday's almost been sort of semi-unofficially retired, just because I don't think it really needs to... Can you get in there? Oh, that's an extra... Oh, look at that. That's an extra 300 just by putting a happy person there. Why Not Wednesday was always basically just to make one-offs a bit of a bigger deal. Now one-offs are a regular thing, so I don't think it's as important anymore. Right, you get up there.
Conscript David says, John is Canadian. That explains so much.
Oh, I think that's offensive to Canadians, quite frankly. What's wrong? What does that even mean? Conscript David. For shame. Right, I need a happy person on there, obviously. Get that up to 3. Right, just slap down more flipping power plants. Basically, the entire... Actually, there's loads of power plants here. Screw it. Let's just slap down an energy grid. Slap down an energy grid on this world. Everyone needs to start growing faster. And if we can I just have like a bloody edict of...
Sometimes YouTuber donated £5 and said that they disagree and you should do a City Skyline live stream after you finish this live stream.
I have actually been, it's one of those things I want to do. There's another game which I was about to say the name of, I'm not going to say the name of because the video hasn't come out yet. But Claire knows which one I'm talking about, which we've both played, which is going to be a candidate for a live stream. It would be a good one, and just as a one-off stream, yes. Where's the thing? Oh, it's probably in policies. Yeah, edicts. Okay. Can I do anything in edict to get the flipping... I can get minerals up 10% for... Yeah, that's worth it. I'm going to get that back on to get the amount of minerals in by 10%. But all the rest of it is nothing to do with energy. I just need more flipping... I need more energy. Where am I going to get more energy? Okay, which world produces the most energy? Because I might be able to have a policy on that. If any world's like a big energy producer... That's... Our house produces 60? Does it? How does it produce 60? And also Rome produces 43. And Tiberius produces 70, really? Okay, so Tiberius and our house. Okay, let's get over there. Tiberius... Oh, I guess it makes sense. It's massive. Right, we need to put a policy up here, potentially. An edict to just get production targets, minerals plus 15%, capacity overload. 127 plus 50%. Do it. There we go. Right, so that's gonna produce a very significant amount of energy. If I think we just speed up time now, I think that should kick in. Okay, so we're only losing 50 energy a turn, even when everything's in flight. So now I need to start spending all these minerals on some new ships. The current composition of Legio 1 is 15 battleships, Onager-class cruisers, Warpig destroyers, and a hell of a lot of corvettes. Probably what I could do with is just bringing in a few more just a few more cruisers. I think is Rome fitted out to actually do cheap cruisers? No, it never was. So in which case, Pompeii, would you like to have a cruiser? Yeah, Pompeii, I'm just going to build some cruiser assembly out there, so remember to only build cruisers in Pompeii in future if I need to get those out the door. In which case, Rome, just start building a whole bunch of destroyers.
Okay, Patrick Griffiths said that we need to have a poster of you sitting there not noticing anything while all this weird stuff is happening around you, and I think that's a great concept for any kind of art to put on merchandise. I like it as an idea.
You bloody would. Right.
Yes, I would.
I'm gonna
also, Matt donated £5 and said that we should have a new City Skylines run with Benno as the mayor.
When you say Matt, do you mean Matt or a different Matt?
Sorry, Matt Grice. You're a perfectly valid Matt. John is just terrible.
I just wonder whether Matt was in the chat. Sometimes he is.
I'm sorry, Matt is not going to come in your chat and donate you money. Matt is just going to keep insulting you on Twitter.
That's possibly true as well. Whatever. Right, let's get up here, take out these guys. What's nice for us, we haven't actually seen a response to our aggression into this whole area. Also, I should totally keep an eye on the diplomatic map, just to make sure I'm going after the right people. Make sure I'm always in the yellow territory and not in the red. Because there's no point attacking these guys, because these guys are part of the Thembalon. So, things are going a bit nuts there. Right, I think that at this point those guys are already... It would be nice if actually they were willing to actually land without you, but they don't. If you've set your fleet to be please follow us, then what they do is they actually wait for you to begin the land. Oh no they don't. Okay, in this case they haven't. On this case they've just said screw it, we'll just take it for you, which is nice. But sometimes they don't, and I'm not sure what defines that. Because sometimes they just float in orbit and just seem to wait for you. And we've got what just happened? Okay, a very bad thing just happened, which is the Apathy just got on top of us with jump drives. Okay, we can't retreat for 27 days. So our high-risk strategy of let's get the fleet and just basically get around and take over some planets has gone very badly wrong very quickly. What do we even have here right now? We've basically got nothing here but me, the fleet, yeah, the bug people, the Senate fleet, a small force. I think that's just landing craft for the Infinite Pond. It's not even our full strength. Okay. We have got strength basically 100k or so here. Their strength 300 odd. Now it's time to find out whether our fleet, which was indeed set up specifically to try and counter these guys as far as possible, whether we can do anything. But it's close quarters. Actually, it's close quarters, which works to our advantage. They've jumped in kind of on top of us. Which means, as a result, yeah, they're gonna... I think we can do some damage to them, but we're probably gonna be wanting to jump out the moment we can. Let's just slow this down here. So let's just go down to slow speed. We immediately start firing. They are... Are they warping in, or are they...
Nelson Rat donated $5 Australian and said, more SimCity 4, more City Skylines, please. And it's now 3 AM in Australia.
Nice. Okay, now what are these guys doing? My corvettes are moving forward. They're going to hopefully try and draw the fire. Okay, they're going to try and draw the fire as well as they can. The corvettes are indeed drawing a fair bit of the laser fire right now, but they're going to go down very, very quickly. The evasion on them is not so bad. So sure, we're going to take some damage, but my guys at the back can get their attacks in. They're sending in bombers. My own guys can also send their own bombers in. Right now, that is a transport fleet behind them. That's not reinforcements. I think we've got how long until... Oh, look at... Oh, bloody hell. My cruisers are being torn apart really fast. And it's still 10 days till we can jump out. And my force has already gone down from, my force was 80,000. It's already dropped, 20,000. They've dropped nothing. They've dropped so little. But we might want to hold out just to take out a few of their ships. But, okay, how long till we can retreat? 3 days until we can even retreat at this point. This has not been a good first engagement for us at all. It's nice that our ships at the back are doing good work with the bombers being sent in, but simply we've taken 40,000 damage, I'd say, probably, maybe a little bit less. Maybe we've taken 20 to 30,000 damage. We've only dished out 5 back. Hopefully we can maybe destroy a few more bits and pieces just in the final few moments, because yeah, I think we're gonna take out a few ships. And we've also got... Okay, no one cares about what the envelope people... Apparently they've become Xenophiles. Well, that's nice. But no one actually cares. Okay, let's just take out, if we can, take out a few of their ships. Because some of them are weak. So if we can just... Now our corvettes are kind of on top of them. If we can, let's just assassinate a few of their Warden-class ships. They're down to our 291. How are we... Ouch! They've got their massive Great Titan ship at the back as well. And their bombers are now closing. Their bombers are closing. We're down to 36 strength. We've lost 50,000 to their 10,000. I think it's time to go. I think it's just time to go at this point. And kind of hope our allies do the same. So we've taken barely anything. This is going to be a big loss against our name too. This is going to be a big loss against our name. It was a good attempt, but this has been... The high-risk strategy has not paid off on this occasion, unfortunately. We just need to go. I'm ordering the emergency retreat.
Situation log
So ships lost. We've lost another 7 ships in the emergency back off. Guys, I'm going to strongly recommend you all back off too, if you have not already. Yeah, continue. And is anyone else going to stay or go? No, I think everyone else is...
While we're retweeting even, I'm going to say a big thank you to Mr. Flapjack, who donated 5 quid and said, all caps, sex the panic, whilst you were being attacked. I was trying not to interrupt you too much, but Benno, our lovely Benno, donated $5 and said, John, we need to talk about the shouting. Which, if anyone doesn't know, if anyone doesn't watch the Skyrim videos, John uses shouts on Benno quite a lot.
Yeah.
And we had a couple more. Madison Perez said donated $5 and said they have a flight to catch and keep it up, but also don't forget that you can support John on Patreon, and that even $1 a month is a huge help to the channel. Which is true.
That is true, yes.
And we often feel a little bit weird about bringing it up. So
we often bring it up at the end,
yeah.
Yeah, we do bring it up at the end, yes. No, actually, the super chat's remarkable, really. The amount of stuff the amount of people who choose to do that is really cool. Okay, so let's.
Yeah, someone also bet 100 quid that I wouldn't see their message, but now that I've seen it, I want to see where my money's at. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fire Dragon 42 donated 10 of the best of the dollars, Canadian dollars, and said, as Craig Ferguson pointed out, you can only make fun of 2 groups, Nazis and Canadians. Nazis because no one cares about the Nazis, and Canadians because they get that it's a joke, which is quite nice.
So in terms of how that battle just went for us, yeah, we managed to take out...
We're super dead.
We took out 7 of their escorts. They wiped out the entirety of our cruiser corps. Half of our...
Tabby? What happened to Tabby? They want you to look at the Tabbies. Tabby's dying. You're killing Tabby. What's going on?
Oh yeah, Tabby's... I think Tabby's in the process of dying.
Tabby's being trampled. Sorry guys, I was doing shoutouts.
Oh, that's why we still have visibility. They're just turning their attention to Tabby right now.
Get Tabby out!
The bomber wings are currently coming for Tabby.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, we're doing an emergency warp out of Tabby. Thank you for people who remembered Tabby existed, because I didn't.
Guys, I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm doing a stream with Super Chatter. It's just a bit hard to keep everything on track.
Oh dear.
Tabby!
We've got the Tabbies out, but we don't know where they are. She's gone missing again.
Oh god, did you do the same thing?
I didn't.
You warped them.
I'm sorry. Maybe you preferred if I didn't warp them out. She'll be back in 3 months.
Yeah, Alex C donated another £2 and said you basically put your archers outside the wall.
Yeah.
As we already mentioned.
We knew already that if we got caught by the main Awakened Ascendancy fleet, we would lose. That was a known thing, and because they've got the jump roads, like this is a universe where I've set it to hyper lane only, so everyone has to follow these little lines, and they can only do that unless you have all researched jump drives. Then you're allowed to cheat and just jump like crazy really long distances and just like basically ambush people, which is exactly what they did to me. They just basically came out of nowhere and ambushed me, and I had no way of seeing it coming. So it's unfortunate that it happened that early, that quickly. It is a real shame. But we're just going to have to accept it. And I'd say we need to rebuild, and now we probably want to say, okay, we're not ready for that yet. I think it's time for us to head down south for the quieter half of the galaxy and simply pick off the Thembalon Reconqueror guys. Because that area of space is a lot quieter. So, and at the bare minimum, we've cleared out some space up here. So these guys up here are probably unlikely to counter invaders in a hurry. So now it's going to be about 3 months till First Fleet returns, but we have some money. We have some money. We just now need to start rebuilding. Oh, we don't have that much money. Okay, we need to... It was the cruisers that were completely wiped out. Pompeii is still... We're still waiting on cruiser assembly yards.
Shout out to Silence Oz, who donated $10 Australian. Shout out for still being up in Australia.
Yeah.
And said rest in peace, Tabby.
But Tabby survived. Tabby's fine.
Yeah, sure.
She's okay. She's A-okay.
Yeah, and Unmorbid donated $5 and said War in Heaven went south so fast.
Yeah.
Great show, guys. Thank you for that. little winky face in there.
It was not too, like, Wars in Heaven, like, they're supposed to be difficult. This is the big mid-game crisis. And I think at this point, it's time to go down and pick off these guys, who are a lot more out of the way. Because, like, you know, literally, we were in between the war zone, directly next to and between the two fallen empires. That was always a high-risk strategy. I think now we have no choice but to do the lower-risk strategy, purely because...
Yeah, the chat wants you to try the Naked Corvette Swarm strategy.
I don't like doing that because it feels like it's just abusing something that, like, Paradox has made it perfectly clear they are trying to fix right now. So I don't like doing that, and I think torpedo corvettes work just fine too. And even now, like, even if I went 100% naked corvettes, it would not be enough to overwhelm at my current fleet cap. It wouldn't be enough to overwhelm that force, I don't think. So I'm happy with it as it is for the time being. These guys are just going around doing their own thing. But listen, what are you even doing, you guys? You're following the third battle group, wherever they are and whoever they are exactly. So they're just going around murdering some folks, which is nice. I have no idea what these guys are doing. Right, yeah, we need to get Legio 1. Is Legio 1 back at this point? I think Legio 1's actually back. Legio 1's back, so hopefully some people at least are now going to try and return to Legio 1. So Legio 1, where are you? You are... Oh, Legio 1's just reappeared over there. Fine. Legio 1 needs to return home to Vesta for repairs, basically. We just need to return home to regroup and figure out what's going on. So, return home. Lovely. You are still set to be a rally point. Yeah, fine. So everyone else also needs to also head over here because there's loads of fleets that are now just in orbit and not doing anything because of... Actually, on the plus side, we've sorted out the energy problem because we're no longer powering most of the fleet because it's dead. So that, in many ways, is a good thing if you think about it. Is that not a good thing right there? Okay, everyone now needs to just regroup in Vesta as quickly as possible, which is fine. Okay. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I mean, like, we could try and ambush these little planets of the Apathy Peacekeepers, but I don't think it's necessarily a good idea at all. If we could get their transport fleet, that'd be great. We've got a message coming in. Someone wants to pay 1,200 energy credits for one Pythian dust. Do I have spare of those? Yes, I do. I'm happy to pay that. Energy is always valuable. Good. Okay, not a great start there. Not a great start.
Oh, nice. Someone says they got their mum hooked on Stellaris after she watched you play a bunch. She isn't much into computer games, but she loves this one. That's really cool.
Yeah. It's. I think it's a good one for people who just want. I think it works well for casual players because there's such good storytelling in it. It works well for casual players as well as for hardcore players. I think it's got a bit. It's got something for everyone.
Conscript David said the first fan art is ready, which is exciting news always to hear. And Ian McLean donated 20 quid. Said this is for the Tabby Protection Fund.
Excellent.
Which
is basically a fund.
Actually exists in my savings account, you guys.
Which is basically, yeah, that's basically in this game is the fund that Claire uses to buy big sticks to hit me whenever I'm about to declare war, because it means that flipping tabbies are about to be sent to war zones. And we've got fleet is in combat apparently. What are you doing over there? Why would you be there? Okay, don't go there. Why would you have gone there? There's... Oh, hello. Who are you guys? Someone has declared independence from someone else and then has immediately decided they want to join the League. So that's fine. We're glad to have you. Welcome to the League. I think you're a breakaway state from... Actually, I'll be able to check from the thing. So you are the weird hammerhead shark people. So are you. Fine. So you're a breakaway state from these guys, but you also want to join the League of Non-Aligned States. That's fine. I was hoping someone might have actually, who was bigger, might have just changed sides there, but unfortunately not. So that's a shame. We could go and try and assassinate their spaceports. That's one option. It's probably not necessarily a good idea, to be honest, because they'll just jump and be on top of us again, probably before we can even... Actually, if we could track them down, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, they're over here. That's the thing, like, their main fleet is now over there. If we could, like, get over here, but I think they can probably jump to this area, like, probably in one go, because jump drives have really long range, so that's probably a bad idea. Those people want migration. You can have migration, that's fine. Is Legio 1 back at base at this point? No, it's getting there, it's close, but it's not quite there yet. Fine. Okay, we've got money, but we've not got that money. Oh, and we've got... We've got influence. We've not got that much influence. Actually, to be honest, I feel like I should actually call off the drone optimization. Because I feel like actually I'm better off with the influence. Because the influence buys me clearing out the sectors. And the sectors probably get me more money than just having drone optimization on is. Because that is... What is that? That's worth an extra... Yeah, that's worth an extra 80. Whereas the extra 0.8 influence, I can use that to drain the sectors of the minerals and the energy. That's probably a better idea, to be honest. So we're probably fine in that case. Right, is First Legion. First Legion's almost home. Okay. Everyone else just start merging. Everyone just start merging together. Everyone just start merging together. Lovely. Oh, God. Right, so this has gone badly. This has gone... Well, on the plus side, my battleships did mostly survive, and I can repair up large parts of the damage. I can. Right, you go over here, go and heal. Get over there and heal right now.
This new fan art.
Fan art, why'd you...
I'm gonna link that in the...
That's nice. Yeah, watch the chat. We've got a new thing coming in there. What we'll do is we'll have in the highlights video, we'll have like kind of a big thing of fan art at the end. I like doing those.
Yeah, so someone also mentioned that you always say you will do those and then you don't. So.
I do! I do them in the VODs. I do them in the highlights videos. Even if I forget to do them in the end of the stream, they always show up in the VODs. There is always a highlight reel of fan art at the end of the VODs.
Do you want to talk about the thing?
The thing?
The fan art thing?
Yes! We're also going to have a dedicated fan art page on manyatruenerd.com very, very shortly. In fact, do we have it already?
Like right now, I told you before we started.
Oh,
you did
it? It's live, yes. Okay, so we're actually going to put like our favourite fan art actually on the manyatruenerd.com site. There is now, it's apparently live. I didn't know Claire does these things.
Yes, I told you before we
I don't listen to what you say. Mostly it's boring and you take too long to say it.
Alright, guys, it's recorded now. We go forever. I'm going to give you a link to the Many a True Nerd fan art page on the chat right now. There is a lot of fan art that I found that I didn't find who it was by. So if you made some of it that is on that page, please do send us a message to tell us you made it.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you have made fan art and it's not on the page, you can also send it to us at manyatruenerd@gmail.com with like the name you want on the page and all that, and we'll put it up.
Yeah. We did our best to credit everyone appropriately, but sometimes we couldn't find them for some of the pieces.
And a few people said, "Why do you listen to John? Oh my God, John is so rude to you." Yes, so you know, why is John so rude to you? Good, excellent question. Excellent question. Yeah, Conscript David also said that you apparently forgot to put put the fan art at the end of the latest VOD that you did. So
did I? I thought I did.
That.
Maybe not the full length VOD, but I thought the highlights video did. I thought it did. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I thought I did. If so, I may have been mistaken, but I thought I did. Okay.
Alright, there were a couple of messages that I think I missed when I was talking about the fan art. So
yeah.
the Queen of Bithynia donated $5 and said the whole point of the Naked Corvette Swarm strategy is that upkeep is so low that you don't have to worry about staying under your fleet cap. So I know that's something that this chat always wants you to do. And
I know, but it's effectively, it's manipulating a bug in the game that we know is not supposed to be there. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Different also donated another $10 and said someone needs to mod John's character and quotes into Skyrim, replacing Benno, and then make a YouTube channel that's just Many a True Benno, and do a Skyrim Let's Play that's where the dialogue is only quotes from Benno. That sounds really fun, but also like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Someone else
it's like it's one of those things like I've vaguely thought about doing before, but it is that sort of thing is a lot of work. Yes.
Yeah. And also, as we've been talking about it in the chat and haven't brought it up yet, it is in fact HQZ's birthday today, so happy birthday.
Excellent.
And I thought I would just bring that up, because basically everybody else apart from you already said happy birthday, because you're rude.
I'm busy. I'm busy playing the game.
Busy dying. I'm busy not noticing things about the game.
Okay, how do I get this?
Someone asked for your PC specs. I think if you do a search for like PC specs and stuff like that in the Reddit, you should find it, because we crowdfunded,
We didn't crowdfund it. We crowdsourced how to put it together. Yes, we crowdsourced how to put it together. That's plus 60, but that's... What can I do here that's more efficient than what I'm doing right now? Probably I could get myself 2 small slots. What do I want my cruisers to...
Nubia Veltha donated 50 Swiss francs and said, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? You thought you would get me with this, you know, tongue twister in my second language, and you will not. But thank you also for your donation.
The answer is 7.
The answer is always 42.
Yeah. Okay, what am I going to bloody do with that? I wonder what I want my cruisers to do. I could convert them into launch... Actually, you know what I should do? I'm going to convert them into... Actually, there's one I can do. I've got improved bomber wings that I can get across. And I could get some point defense on there. Which is fine. Yeah, let's go a bit more heavily on the old bomber wing situation. Because the old bomber wings are good. Can you go double on this, by the way? Oh, you can! I didn't realize you could basically double up the advanced afterburners. That's nice.
We have 2 dislikes, and we are now up to 1,500 people watching the stream.
That's about normal for the Stellaris. Yeah, that's about normal for the Stellaris. Actually, I could have that in that one there and that one. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to convert my cruisers to have some advanced bomber wings and a bit more point defense on them, just in case. And I think that's actually something I can actually improve. I do actually have right now have... Yeah, I have... I don't think I've got... Yeah, I haven't got the advanced... I've got improved bomber wings, not advanced bomber wings. So I'm going to go basically massively on the bomber wings. I like bomber wings. I think they're really, really powerful. And I've got an artillery stone at the back there. That's all fine. All of you are maxed out. Yeah, that's okay. And then we can just slightly... I'm just going to basically slightly increase the strength of my ships right now. I've got the armor pretty bloody high too. No, we're alright. We're alright. Hang on. Hang on.
Everybody's saying panic in the chat.
How we doing? Yeah. Yeah. Would it help if I rapidly switched between Don't Panic and Well Gun? Would it help if I screamed while I was saying it?
No. No, it would not.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Our neighbours are going to bring the police.
Lovely. Right, everything seems to be under control. It's fine. It's fine. Pretty.
Jesus Christ, that's so much.
Everything's fine. Everything's under control. Right, that'll do. Yeah, now we've got the advanced bomber wings present. That's okay. Right, advanced bomber wings. That's okay. Everything's under control. Now everything's just a little bit faster on the old fire rate situation. I might be able to improve the fleet slightly with supremacy. I've taken that one. What else can I do here? That's army damage. That's seed war planets. That's admiral skills up to unity. Now that's all useless. Like, you can get fire at plus 15% if you just finish off the supremacy tree, which maybe I should do next. Actually, what's the domination? What's the domination finisher? Plus 30%. Plus 30%. Oh, that's kind of terrible, actually. Possibly I should do prosperity for the building upkeep cost. Actually, yeah, that's ship cost minus 15%. That one's out. Yeah, maybe I'll try and finish prosperity next. Unless there's something really, really good inside dominate. No, there's nothing that good. Like, colonial viceroys is okay. Like, leader capacity plus 2 and governor skills by 2 is alright, but it's not great. I wouldn't mind maybe going for... Yeah, maybe prosperity then supremacy would be the next logical thing to do at that point. Yeah, that seems like a logical sort of thing to do. Right. Now, you guys are hopefully now being repaired pretty quickly. So those repairs are now underway. Right, that was not a good start. Not a good start at all. But are you now finished? I think you're just about finished. You may as well also, for 2,000, alright, fine. For 2,000 minerals, upgrade to the new design, sure. That's advanced bomber wings, that's worth doing. Right, so those guys are now going to be upgraded over time. Everyone else needs to... Okay, guys, why are you not flipping... Why are you guys not... Oh, you need to... Okay, everyone just go over here and join... Who else is around here? Everyone else, everyone who's not here, you just go over here, you come over here, you come over here. If you're part of this fleet, just join the bloody fleet. Join the bloody... Join.
Hey, John,
Yes.
someone said there's an Ascension tag that gives plus 33% damage to Fallen Empires and Awakened Ascendancies.
It is, but I won't have access to an Ascendancy perk for quite some time. You said the...
Yeah. Sure.
Just the central one. Central one. Central one in the middle of the arrow keys.
Oh.
It pointed over there. Points over there.
Okay.
Technical difficulties, it's fine.
I can't see where your TV box is at. There's too much crap on.
Dear. Right. Yes, there is an Ascendancy perk that's used for that sort of thing, but we can't. Yeah, we won't have an Ascendancy perk for quite some time. Like, it's another 91 months till our next perk, and then it's like, and then it's 3 perks away. So you want to pay for a monthly Engos. How much Engos do I have? I've got 9. Yeah, you know what? I'll take literally any offer. I'll take literally any offer for Engos. That's okay. So, I'm sitting on 16,000. Okay, energy's now under control. What I need to do instead now is I need to get, while we're not actively at war, I need to get... Screw it, I'm going to have droning optimization on. What?
Someone said I wonder what tabby ships taste like. Excuse me, you're not eating the cat.
Yeah, we haven't even gene modded her to be delicious yet.
Oh yeah.
Which is a thing you can do in this game. You can gene mod species to be delicious, which is hilarious. Right,
like
that's busy.
You can modify species to be delicious, then enslave them, and then use them for food, and then the rest of the
yes, correct.
The rest of the galaxy.
Yes,
hates
that's
you.
correct. Yes. No one really likes it when you do that. Would you believe? Right. So what we need is Corvette assembly yards. If we haven't already got those, no, we've already got them there. We've already got them there. We've already got them there. Fine. So everyone else now just basically needs to spam some good quality new Corvettes. Like, let's just get ship production going like crazy right now. We've got plenty of energy, which is nice. And then we've got, oh, that's not the stream. That's just the frame rate of the game right now as it desperately tries to keep up. Right. I'd say the best we can do is, actually, what's all this down here? What's all this stuff we've got? And that's transport fleets, Starfleet, small fleet. I'd say probably we want to head down here and clean up in this part of the galaxy. And what we want to also do is we want to have a small side fleet that exists, just hang out up here, and if the Apache Peacekeepers ever cause us trouble, we go and we snipe their worlds as best we can. Like, literally over here, we just basically go after that. So all I want is like 4,000 strength to go into that. So first fleet over here might actually be able to do that quite nicely. That might actually work pretty well. So you're still upgrading those guys. You're just training cruisers. Let's get some more cruisers just coming in over here. We've got the... No, actually, you're still putting cruiser assembly yards. That's fine. We need minerals now. Now I need to basically get the Empire onto now more of a mineral focus because the energy's under control for the time being. We need to get as much everything as we can in. Any world that doesn't have... You go over to the mines, and that goes to... You go over to the mines. There we are. That's... Apparently didn't make a change. That's interesting. The underdeveloped world is still over here. We need to get anything we can off the... Yeah, we need to get the blockers out of the way. We just need to be producing minerals like crazy if we can. Right, clear that out of the way. Clear this out of the way. Clear that out of the way. And you just need to go and flip and make yourself a... Just get mining, you. Just get flipping mining. Mining network, yes.
Joseph Martin also donated $2 and said, please, John, check out Infra. It's on Steam.
Infra. That rings a bell.
Infra.
I'm sure I've looked at that in the past, but I can't remember
I'll write it down.
What for exactly. Happiness minus 5% there. Keep that going there. Happy people, happy people. Need you to get... And actually you apparently are not very happy, but you are at least on minerals. So that means you get a mining network. Well done. You are happy, so you also get a mining network. Lovely. Everyone gets a mining network. You also get a mining network. Everybody gets a mining network because we desperately, desperately, desperately need money right now because we need to rebuild the fleet. I've got enough influence just to drain one of the sectors, but I don't really want to do that right now because then I'd have no money left over in case the Vatinius dies and I need to bias the election in favour. Actually, you know what I can do? There's no point the Grand Fleet being on right now because it costs a lot to do and we're nowhere near the fleet cap anyway, so I may as well have that off for the time being just to get the influence. Yeah, I should have done that immediately. There's no point whatsoever with that not being on. Okay. Start rebuilding the fleet as quickly as possible. Once the fleet gets up to... Actually, the fleet's probably already powerful enough to start moving in the right direction. Where's Tabby? Tabby needs to start moving down here in this sort of direction, ready to begin the invasion down in this direction. Yeah, that's fine. The worlds over here are, yeah, around here. So I would say they've got the... Irritatingly, if I want to actually sweep through this area, I'm going to have to pass by the interdimensional horror, which is unfortunate because it literally just happens to be on a really nasty, annoying choke point. I don't want to have to deal with the interdimensional horror right now, okay? No, I'm just not doing it. But the Tabby's going to...
Well.
Yeah, that seems to be fine.
Yeah, give Tabby a break. Someone wants to know if you're going to play Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
At some point or other, yes. Right, now what's this going to do to the fleet strength? Hopefully something good. 99 for the upgraded ships. What's the new number going to be?
Aww.
The new number
We had
is...
a couple of people discussing how Flip has become their go-to swear word.
I've heard that before. It's adorable.
That's adorable.
Right, the strength of the fleet is now 40. I'm going to bring in some new battleships here at Rome.
Joseph donated, a different Joseph, donated £2 and asked if they can say, I told you so, if they voted the other way. Presumably for...
Yes, the people are allowed to say, I told you so, if they voted against that war. I did think, when the result came in, that's a high-risk strategy. I did immediately think that's a really high-risk strategy, going up against the Apathy immediately, because it's such a tight war zone, it's not a big area. And it's probably like was within the jump drive range straight away. So I immediately thought like that is high risk. That is really high risk what they're suggesting.
Yeah, Sydney Sleeper, who if you remember has been on every single stream despite presumably being in Sydney and not in fact sleeping.
Yeah.
Is also
why not both? Research storage full. Oh, literally right now we're actually full of flipping. Electricity. Right. Well, that's good.
Loud Gaming, how dare you, sir? He says if John needs some money, he should sell the Legion of Tabbies to good owners. I mean, I know John is mistreating the Legion of Tabbies, but they're still ours. And Oli donated another €10 saying, indeed, I told you so.
Now, so...
Yeah, they want you to sell your energy.
Yeah, that's literally what I was just thinking. I'm going to trade for minerals because I'm literally at capacity. So I'm going to sell 2,000 energy for... I'm actually going to sell that. I'm going to do that a few times. Like, we're at capacity right now. I'm going to trade down. And that also gets the opinion up. So the opinion's now up to, yeah, that's now 9,000, going up pretty fast. The opinion of us is now really high. So now they're willing to, requires this to have, we have 100, oh, I think we've already got it actually. We already have the Mutar Gen. Remember what that even does again? That does, hang on. Mutar Gen that we've got here gives us Governing Ethics Attraction plus 10%. Alright, fine, whatever. Right, so that's now a huge pile of money that we've just got in. Oh, the bare minimum, because the fleet's been destroyed, we can rebuild it relatively quickly, which is nice. What I probably should do is I should actually go and find a space to go and slap down that bug world, because we've got the spare energy, and it would be nice to have an extra... That's a tomb world. Our street's already up there. I need to find a nice desert world to slap these bugs down on, because we've got the colony ship ready to bloody go. We have this whole time, unless there's a good... This is a really good other candidate. No. Peasant twerp is already been put over there. That's yet another... Actually, that's not bad. That's not a bad... It's ridiculous that we've got this colony ship here. We just can't find anywhere to put the damn thing. But unfortunately, I just can't find a good flipping... world that's... Oh, yeah, that's the Gaia world. You know, if I rebuilt the fleet, I could probably actually go and smash the Fallen Empire. I might be able to. I might actually be able to go and deal with those guys. And if I take care of those guys, that would open up a bunch of good planets and stuff. That might actually be worth having a think about. Just potentially. Down over here. Maybe, like, I know, like, you know, in some ways you could argue the point where a war with literally everyone in the galaxy but 3 people is not the time to begin a war with one of those people who's not the 3 people. Like, you know, just basically say, you know what, we may as well go for a clean sweep and just declare war on everyone in the galaxy. But wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world, would it?
I mean, Yeah, probably it would be.
It probably would be, yes. Yeah, okay, fine. Right, in which case, just keep on those battleships here. You, battleships.
There's about an equal number of go on, do it, and bad John, no.
No more war. Actually, okay, plenty more war, but like not war right now, and then just corvettes. Okay, what's the fleet composition right now? The fleet composition is actually the destroyers survived pretty well. So what I do need to do is I need to build up the battleship, cruiser, and corvette numbers. And to do that, I'm just going to need an absolute flipping ton of money, which is fine. We can just basically get these things out in a hurry right now. So this is fine. I think there's a good that's not a great ice world, is it? No, that's not a great ice world at all. Let's just have a quick scan of what's actually available in the Empire that might actually be at least competent in terms of setting up. That's crappy. That's not much. The frame rate. That's not actually within our boundaries. That's death. That's actually a nice. Actually, it's too food heavy. That's the thing. That world is too food heavy. There's this down here that's not great. I swear there was a better one. I think it actually might have been like one of these worlds. These guys already bastard took over, unfortunately. Yeah. And then we've got you over here. That's a good ice world. Yeah, that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to get a new flipping over here at Medgar, which I believe is, if that is actually a... Are you guys any good? Can I trust you to... No, I can't trust you to do that. I need to find instead a... Over here in John's Heart, here we go. Over in the nice cup of tea and in Jaffa Cake, we need to get ourselves... Well, one, we need to upgrade everything. That is a... Screw it. Physics lab. No one's attacking us right now, which is nice. Upgrade up. Yeah, I'm sure construction is complete. It's fine. Physics lab can be there. Upgrade that. Just go. Biolabs and other things. Why have I not upgraded any of these buildings? Why none of these buildings are upgraded? They should have been upgraded long ago. Also, upgrade that and build here and just build more flipping mining networks. We just need mining networks in a hurry right now. We've got a... There's a hypercoms forum here. I don't remember actually building that at any point, but okay, fine, what have you?
You probably did. And then
I don't remember building that. When did I build that? Maybe it might have been like the last thing I did at the end.
Please tell him when he built that.
I don't know bloody clue. It's
also...
Yes?
Matamania.
That sounds like a cheap Chinese knockoff of Mataphobia.
Well, they donated $5 and they said, I know John doesn't like being scared, but please play 7 Days to Die, preferably with Claire, because hashtag cult of Claire.
I didn't know that was scary, actually. I didn't think 7 Days to Die was scary. I thought that was... I thought it was just a survival game. I may have misunderstood.
I think Emma Black replayed it and it had jump scares in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
7 Days to Die. Colony ship, mushroom people. Yeah, let's get a colony ship in production. Another world, while we've got the energy for it, would not be the worst thing in the world. Just because... Actually, we've got a few things we haven't actually... While we're actually not doing anything, construction ships, get over here and actually just finish off building research stations over here.
They are saying that the Hypercoms is an upgraded monument, and you press update.
Okay, I didn't realise. That's quite remarkable that you upgrade a monument and it becomes a Hypercoms terminal. That feels like a really impressive upgrade right there. That feels like a major upgrade. Really major upgrade, in fact. Also, apparently there's a bunch of stuff here I just haven't really got around to. Right, okay, you guys, go over here, build mining stations, lovely. What else have we got in the Empire? We just haven't got around to... Oh, there's a bunch of stuff down here as well. You, come down here and build yourself a research station down in that part of the world.
Hey, John.
Yeah?
They would like you to check the war score.
There's a... Oh, dear. Okay, yeah, I see the problem. I see the problem. It's because the Thembalon have been waging wars against the state of these bastards.
Matamania said that he's been watching you for years and he's pretty sure you would be scared of 7 Days to Die.
Okay.
Which I think sounds fair.
Okay. That's a concern. That's a concern because, yeah, the Thembalon are clearly going around just conquering these worlds. They're just going around here taking all these worlds over. So, we need to make sure that doesn't hit. Like... We need to make sure that basically doesn't hit anything, doesn't hit too high. We need to start, okay, because the Thembalon are clearly on the warpath against us, we need to therefore go on the warpath against their allies, just to keep the war score from getting out of hand. That's what we need to do at this point. Because I don't see an option. So, yeah. Okay, also, you need to come over here, and apparently there's just 10 physics to be had over there. Apparently there's just a really, really nice black hole with flipping 10 physics on it, which is pretty bloody cool. So I'm not sure why there's a special black hole worth 10 physics, but if we've got one over there and we are not actually gaining anything from it right now, why the bloody hell not, eh? And then we've got also, I think we've got another construction ship around here. You come over here, build more mining stations. There's apparently a bit more energy over there. Yeah, there's just a handful of resources we're not mining, probably because our borders expanded at some point. Right. Get the clock ticking in. We've got a lot of fleets converging right now, and are all our store parts, all of our starports are indeed now.
Sydney Sleeper says, not saying that John is about to be obliterated by a fallen empire or anything, but it may be a smart idea for you to get a spare colony ship and hightail it to the other side of the galaxy.
I've got a spare colony ship. It's that bug ship we've never done anything with. Though actually, it is true, there is, I think, a little tiny world down here we could just go and hide in.
And Matt also donated 20 Canadian dollars, best dollars.
Best dollars.
And said, just popping in to thank you both for so many hours of entertainment, so thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
So many fleets. So many fleets. Money's almost run out, and you know what that means? It's time for taxes! Time for taxing. Tax the sectors. Tax the sectors. 2,000... 1,074. Not much. Right, taxing the sectors. This sector gives me 2,000. Yeah, we're going to tax Skyrim. Skyrim no longer belongs to the Nords. We're taxing it. The Empire is taxing Skyrim. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay. So, that's a new pile of money that we can use to keep funding the fleet. Plenty more battleships.
I don't have money for food, but I'll support you, John.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, our house has... was that the... I think that was the new... The new colony ship might have just finished up, if we're lucky. Science ship, science.
Tax man, come on, chat. You're going a bit far there.
That is a bit far, yeah. That's a bit crazy far right there. Jaffa Cake.
Tax the sex. No, that's worse.
Tax the sex. Theresa May would try it. Right, we just need to keep pumping out everything we can as quickly as possible. The cruisers need to be produced. The cruisers cost a lot. They eat into that so bloody quickly. But a decent, if we can keep a decent number of battleships and cruisers, we can do a lot. They're cost-efficient units, because if we can stay out of the way of the fallen empires, at the bare minimum, what we can do is we can use our extremely long-range bombers and other weapons on the cruisers and whatever to basically bombard them from afar, which means therefore...
No, we are not sexing Theresa May. What the crap is wrong with you, chat?
Ban that individual. Claire, ban them.
Yeah.
Ban them immediately. I will not have mention of sex the Theresa May in this chat. I want that individual banned. Okay, have we got the colony ship coming in yet? Yep, it's the Serenity! The ship is the Serenity. Where was it going again? Does anyone remember? I think it was here, wasn't it? Yeah, it was going over here. Right, the Serenity is going over here. We've got the... I bet we don't have the bloody influence for this anymore. I bet we bloody don't. Is it... Wait, which one is it? It's this one? Yeah, it's this one. So the Serenity is going over here. We've got... No, I need 106 for that. Right. Okay, just enter its orbit. Get it moving in that direction in preparation. We'll have enough influence soon.
David says sex with Theresa May is your punishment for the City Skylines episode.
That's harsh. It's harsh, man.
Someone else said sex the Corbyn, and have you seen a picture of young Jeremy Corbyn?
Claire's got a thing for young Jeremy Corbyn, alright?
I mean, I have a thing for, like...
You have a thing for young Stalin?
Google a picture of hipster young Stalin, though.
He murdered millions!
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying
It's just nice to know that if Hitler had been hot, you would have been on his side.
Okay.
It's good to know that that's true, Claire.
That is not true, and I'm not saying that I would. I'm saying... Oh, why does this always devolve? We were talking about you doing it with Theresa May.
No one was talking about that. Someone said sex Theresa May. No one said me.
No, they said you. They said it was a punishment for the City Skyline video.
Well, that person's just wrong in the head, but there's nothing we can do about
David.
that. Okay, fine. If it's Conscript David, I can't disagree.
I literally said all of this information to you a moment ago.
I'm trying to play the game and commentate and listen to you in the chat at the same time. It's quite difficult. This is why, like, I think this is the secret of why I'm so low perception. People think, how could you be so low perception? I challenge you to try playing your game and also commentating it at the same time. It takes up a surprising amount of brain space to try and do. I promise you.
And also even more on the live stream because I'm there and I'm just bothering you.
Yes, you are. Right, let's just get we got more cruisers, almost done. Cruisers and cruisers, yeah, fine. And then, yeah, fine. And then just get more flipping corvettes coming in. There we are, double corvette, a double corvette, and a double corvette, and a double corvette, and just keep those ships coming. We're almost out of money again, but I can't spend money draining a sector because I've got to get a new system down on the ground because a new planet and thus a new starport would be useful for mass producing the troops a bit faster. It would be nice to get a new system down there, especially as it's a good system as well. It's a nice system. Oh, where's my influence only like +2 right now?
Someone said you should merge all your sectors into one big sector so you can tax a large amount of money.
I don't actually know how you do that. I don't know how you merge a sector together. If anyone has like specific instructions on how I would merge Skyrim into the Geodude sector.
Okay, thank you, Sydney Sleeper, who said they just looked up a picture of young hipster Stalin and agree with me, even as a straight dude.
Problem.
Okay, let's talk about something else. What's killing you this time?
The Apathi have just attacked a very small settlement inside close by to Matasnobia. They're invading Skyrim. Now, what we need to do here, my plan all along for this point has been we need to start running distraction tactics. We do not engage them directly because we bloody can't. What we do instead is... Oh, you guys have shown up again. The Mighty Ducks have shown it with 15... Oh no, the Mighty Ducks have shown it with the Federation fleet. Why are you guys not... How big could the Federation fleet be right now if any of you guys were bothering to maintain it? The Federation fleet has a size of 700... That's a fleet size of 743. Alright, and no one's building it other than me. No one's building it other than me. It's very annoying that no one else... Especially as, like, literally everyone inside it. I think, like, aside from, like, 2 people has actually taken Entente coordination. So, like...
Conscript David, what have you done?
Oh, no.
Oh,
What? I don't want to see the fan art of me having sex with Theresa May. I don't.
It's a fan art of you and Theresa May's love child. It's an egg with an angry Theresa May face on it.
Spam the fuck out of the chat with that. Jesus Christ.
That is terrible.
There is no God. Oh, that's horrendous.
Oh.
Right, spam the chat out of that. If my allies were bothering to build up the Federation fleet right now could have a strength of like 100,000 on its own. If everyone else had been bothering to maintain the Federation fleet, genuinely, I believe we could have actually if we all band together, we could have actually taken on the Apathi one-on-one. But no, of course, bloody not. Right, what we need to do is we need to go and find ourselves. Yeah, we need to go and find ourselves. We're actually in here. This is 1 battleship, destroyers, and a load of corvettes. Fine. So what I want to do is I want to build up a small side force of... What's that? Oh, that's the spaceport. Right, I just want to separate out into a new fleet. Split the fleet into... No, not in half. Not exactly in half. Why would you have done... No. Okay. What? What? Oh, okay, fine. Just one second. 1 second. Okay, remerge. That's not what I wanted you to do. It's not what I wanted you to do. Okay, remerge the. Oh, there's some real complicated maneuvers going on here. Right. While this is happening, other people are dying. By the way, I don't want to split the fleet into like a small number. I want to transfer fleet. Okay, not split it. Transfer. So what I want to do is I want to move just a handful of, not the battleships, I need to keep the battleships. I'll transfer 1 cruiser, and I'll also transfer some destroyers. Yeah, another destroyer, 705. And then, yeah, let's get just a few more destroyers going on here. Destroyer. I'll go for one more cruiser. In fact, I think, yeah, one more cruiser for a 1.4. And then I'll just put a couple of, down at the bottom, I'll just put a bunch of corvettes in. Corvette, 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 Corvette. Right, okay. So that's that. Now, that fleet now moves over here. And you two, and then you guys can also, you guys then merge together. Yeah, fine. So those guys are now going to merge together. That fleet's now going to separate out this 1.8. The game cannot handle it. It's stuttering like crazy. Right, so now all of these guys are now going to form a fleet of about this many. These two, I know the stations are under attack, okay? I'm aware of that. Now, that fleet of... Okay, this fleet needs a name, by the way. This is going to be the fleet that's basically going to go on suicide runs against enemy heavily fortified positions. So we're going to need names for that, chat, please. So right now it's just First Fleet, and it's basically just going to go on suicide missions. So I'm sending it over to here right now. That's... Oh, hang on. That's the Apathy Fleet's transports. Okay. Get over there as fast as you can. Get over there. Do not... Okay, go straight through their territory, whatever. And when it says their transport, how many are their transports? It's just, oh, it's just reinforcements. Damn it, I thought we had found the entire transport fleet there. No, that's a shame. Right. That fleet's going to go over there. And its entire purpose is going to be to try and basically just hit these guys right there. Yes?
Let's say Nero Fleet, PD Shoot.
Oh, the PD Shoot fleet,
Squad.
yeah.
That's a good... I like that one.
What, just... What, which one?
PD Shoot.
The PD Shoot fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna, for now, at least, it's going to be the PD Shoot fleet.
Yeah,
Oh. We should top up our water supplies and get the flapjacks.
Yes,
Get the bucket of flapjacks.
However,
quickly.
Before that, I will say a big thank you to Lyle Moffat, who donated £5 and said, just to get you to say hello to Kath, my girlfriend, who's watching this against her will. I am not holding her hostage.
Hello, Kath. Blink twice if you need help.
Yeah. Alright, let's get some more water.
Yeah, Clara's going to grab water. It's not as hot as it was. It's not as ridiculous as it once was, but it's still moderately ridiculous.
Yeah, I suppose it kind of worked out alright last week that the internet was broken, because I think
I don't think we wanted to do that, no.
No, I mean, that was horrible and awful, because we love the internet, but I don't know that we could have done a live stream with how hot it was last Saturday.
The Apathy are getting a bit close to Iverstead. I'm not sure whether they're going to Iverstead. I think the Apathy might actually be going to Iverstead right now. If they occupy it, we don't lose it, of course. It's just counted as occupied for the purposes of the war score. So what we need to do is... yeah, I think we can hold out against the Apathy well enough for the time being. But the Thembalon situation is worrying because they're clearly launching a fairly aggressive invasion into this part of the world. They've got a lot of... They're kind of taking a fair few planets. I'd like to think these guys will hopefully be able to take some of these planets back. Like, once they've been left alone. Actually, is that true? Are you actually planning to try and take these things? Yeah, actually you are. Good. Okay, so this is fine. Because they'll be able to take some of these worlds back. And I'm assuming that once they take those back, the war score will recover slightly. So the Thembalon situation is not quite as bad as it might be. So, we've got fresh water.
And flapjacks!
And a bucket of flapjacks. I'm not sure we've had these ones before. I'm not sure
no,
good.
Chocolate flapjacks.
We got flapjacks. We got... Oh, good. Oh, very good. Yeah. Mmm. Oh, good. Mmm. Flapjacks. Very good. Mm-hmm.
They're all very good, and flapjacks are your favourites.
Mmm. Those are nice. Mmm. Flapjacks and war. Delicious, delicious war. And chocolate-coated war. I like chocolate-coated war. Yeah, so it would appear the Apathy forces, with their bloody massive Titan monstrosity, I think they're coming for Iverstead. Now, the question is whether we might be able to backstab their transport... Because there's the transport fleet. That's the transport fleet right there. If we just catch their transport fleet, like, while it's, like, on its own and separated... That might be good. So we might want to send another small detachment purely for the sake of doing that. But let's not worry about that for now. Let's instead send the PD Shoot fleet in that direction and see if we can pull them off right now. But yeah, we just need a little bit more. In fact, you know what? I think we should probably just go with what we've got. Like, 50,000 strength plus a handful of other stuff will be enough for us to win some victories down here. And I don't think the Themblon are going to come this far down south in the galaxy. So I think we're alright. Just make sure this is not set. No, that is fleet is not set as a rally point. That's okay. Pond pay. We're pretty much out of money. Pretty much out of influence as well. I'd say it's probably time we just started going. To be perfectly honest, again, they've got, yeah. So they're bombarding Iverstead pretty hard at this point. PD Shoot fleet is making its way very, very bloody slowly. In fact, the transport fleet has caught up, so there's no chance we're going to be able to catch the transport fleet unguarded. I wouldn't go that way. Do not go via Iverstead right now. Iverstead is not a safe place to be. No, the main fleet is backing off. Where are they going? They're following 11th Fleet.
Alex C donated 5 quid and said the title for the highlights should be A Flapjackson War.
Does anyone know where 11th Fleet is? Wherever 11th Fleet is, there's... Okay. I think they're going for... If it's this 11th Fleet, they're going for that. But also the... Oh, bloody hell. The flipping... The Patreon guys are back. They want 1,000 entry credits. That's fine. That's okay. Monthly entry plus 50. I think we actually let that lapse at some point. So that's now jumped up again, which is good. Because we couldn't afford it during the war. So that's fine. Yeah, they're backing off. Okay, Iverstead has not been taken. They decided against going to Iverstead. That's okay. PD Shoot fleet is still on the move, heading in that direction. That's fine. I'd say it's probably time for Legio 1 to start moving down south. But I kind of want to see where these guys are about to go. Because they're in Iverstead right now. Are you going back? No, they're going back to Iverstead. And this time the transport... Oh, I think they're going to take Iverstead. I think they are on this. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop them. Unless I, like, right this second, go for an attack on one of their systems, but I can't get there in time. Okay, okay. I think we're going to lose... I think we're going to lose Iverstead, which is really sad. But Iverstead, after how long it took us to get there... I think at this point is doomed, because the thing is, the moment they land, it's basically going to be won immediately, because they are going to, what they're going to send down there in terms of the armies is, they're going to send in Xenobeasts, so we've got some basic crappy, like, even if I actually, like, maxed out in terms of capacity, the amount of defensive armies I'm allowed, they're sending in Xenobeasts who have, let's see, damage of between, their damage range is 6.5 to 13. My defensive armies, my damage is between 1.7 and 3.45. So, and they have sent in, like, however many of these. Like, there's no point me building up defensive armies, because even with massive investment in defensive armies and all the cost of that, I wouldn't be able to stand up to them. Like, basically these guys arrive, and the planet just is theirs, like, in seconds. So, Iverstead has fallen. Iverstead has now fallen to them, and there's nothing we can do about that. Though I think we can probably go and take that back later, which is fine. And technology has been researched. Galactic Stock Exchange, great. What else?
Alright, we've got a few comments. Alex C donated 5 quid and said the title for the highlights video should be A Flapjackson War. There are also a lot of people in the chat confused about what flapjacks are in the UK.
Oh, okay. Where are you going now, by the way?
Elsewhere, it's pancakes.
What?
I don't know.
Those aren't pancakes. I'm sorry, but those are not pancakes.
Yeah, that's not what flapjacks are in the UK. Mr. Flapjack also donated another 5 quid and said, "I feel special." Because you're eating him. I'm not going there. Joseph Cook Williams donated 2,000.
Now, where are these guys going?
How Roman it is to be eating flapjacks while your people die.
Research station lost.
Which, you know.
Bloody hell, they're going after this again, aren't they? Okay. First, that's 4,000. I think there's reinforcements just swinging through. Yeah, there's just reinforcements swinging through right now. There's... You guys are... Ooh, okay, hang on. The transport fleet seems to be a little bit on the exposed. So I'm going to bring Legio... This is dangerous, but I'm going to bring Legio 1 close by to the area. Legio 1's coming to investigate. We might, if the transport fleet decides it just wants to stay where it is right now, we might be able to just, if you're going to stay. Okay, where's the reinforcements? Are you guys leaving? Are you guys leaving right now? Are you guys aren't leaving right now. This is intriguing. Oh, now they are. Now they are. Okay, wait. Don't let them. There's the second armada. I'd like you, if you can, to don't merge with 4th Armada. Just flipping go to Iverstead and flipping kick them out. Ah, you're right there, but you're not mine, so there's nothing you can do. Darn it.
Also, a big thank you to Rockman Labs, who donated $5 and said, as someone who live streams, I can sympathize with John. Playing and keeping up a conversation is way more challenging than it looks.
Yeah, it is.
Just in case it sounds sometimes like John is ignoring your messages and ignoring me, it's just because it's actually quite tricky.
It generally is, and people I think massively underestimate that. Oh, for goodness sake. Ah, okay, I need to just get... Okay, I don't think we're going to be able to get on top of that transport fleet, unfortunately. It's jumping to... Wait, where is it jumping to? Jumping to... Wind down jump. Hang on. Where are you? Where are you right now? I don't know where you are. Transport fleet. Okay, it's... somewhere. But what? I think it just jumped a very long way. Right. So we've got these guys over here. Skataki is also now being bombed. There's nothing we can really do about that. Legio 1 is just going to have to basically avoid them and head south. Like, at this point, I think we do just have to say, screw it, there's nothing we can do to save those people. We just move straight on. Right, do we have the... Oh, we've got the influence at least. Right, so, bare minimum, we can get a new world down, which is nice. Nice new world for us here. So, colony. Right, yeah. Colonize the planet for that. Slap down a nice thing here. Ah, we need a name, actually. We need a name for this world. So right now it's just Ithawuk Prime, but this is a new little kind of... This is the... I think this is the system which used to have the huge ship in it, the automated dreadnought that we kicked out. It's close by to Gargantua as well. This is going to be a mushroom world. It's a cold world. It's very, very covered in tile blockers, including, interestingly, city ruins. So clearly, at some point, it did actually have life on it in the past, which is interesting. So yeah, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do over there, but we need a name for a new ice world.
And whilst the chat gives a suggestion, I will say thank you to Dijoryu, who donated $5 and said nothing clever to say. There just weren't any super chats up there, so the chat looked weird.
Aww. Excellent. That seems fine to me. That's good logic,
yeah, and
right
just
there.
To clarify, because there's still this like pancakes versus flapjack.
They're not even remotely the same thing. There's some. This is really weird that this is even a thing to me.
Yeah. Well, flapjacks are made with like oats and butter and honey and like baked and sticky deliciousness. Yeah. I'm sorry about the weird John eating noises there.
So I'll get close to the microphone so you can enjoy it better.
I mean, I guess someone wants that ASMR somewhere.
Yeah, let's say I'm going to rotate so you can get it in one ear, then the other.
No, John, that's...
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hashtag sex John's mouth.
Alright, no, John, no. Oh, God. Okay. One thing at a time. Names that people are suggesting for the new planet. Let me go back and have a look at a few of those. Quite a lot of people are saying Flapjack or Steve. There are suggestions to name it after Thomas Bunning, though. Yeah. And I think that's a really
Bunnick World.
Thomas, you tell us what you want it to be named.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they're saying Benno, Steve again. Canadia. We're not naming it Canadia. We're not naming it Carthage 1. We're not talking about.
We don't talk about what happened to Carthage 1. Carthage 1, it's been erased from the history books for good reason.
You're still talking about Carthage 1, John. Someone sent in some sick-looking smiley faces, which I'm assuming is because of your weird, like, eating noises in there.
Excellent. Now, now we're going to see whether my plan works. Because what we've got right now is the Apathy Peacekeepers and 300,000 strength are just basically bombarding Skataki right now. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to bring this small force here, PD Shoot, is now going to go up here to the northernmost settlement up in this world. And it's basically just going to head over here and see what we can do to sort them out. We're just going to head over there, we're just going to warp straight over there, In 10 days, we'll head over there, and we're going to see if the plan works, these guys will immediately abandon, like, the assault on Skataki, because they're going to immediately just try and respond to that. So we're just going to come in here, and freeze mid-jump, because the game stutters for a second. So now, these guys over here are now just going to go in this direction, and they're going to go and take out this here spaceport. And hopefully the spaceport isn't going to produce anything, because if it produces a single ship, basically the... What the... Wait, what? Wait, hang on, what's going on here? Ah! Okay. I think what in Matasnobia, some Fossons basically just joined in the assault of the bloody Apathy Peacekeeper lot. But I think they've basically been caught up in a defense station that was auto-built by the Matasnobia guys, which is now doing okay at tearing them apart, but we're going to see if it actually wins or not. There's actually a lot of strength there, so bare minimum it will do a little bit of damage. It's still at 1.6 technically, but it's losing strength fast. I'm concerned that this defense platform is looking not good to me. It's looking like it's almost dead, in fact. Oh no, wait, no, the defense platform's only... the defense platform's basically nothing, but they're taking out the starport around Matasnobia. But actually, it looks like it's kind of close. I think they've abandoned... Yeah, I think they warped out. Good. They warped out. So, meanwhile, over here, these guys are now attacking this thing and doing a good job. These guys are doing a good job. Now, where is the fleet of... I think it worked. I think it worked. I think they're warping out to respond. I think they're actually responding at this point. They are... Can we actually see what they're doing? They're doing something. We don't know where they're going right now. They're following PD Shoot. It's working. The plan is actually working. Okay, so what we're going to do now is PD Shoot is now going to take on... It's just going to take out that thing, and now it's going to back off. Now, PD Shoot needs to get out of there in a hurry. This isn't funny, Claire. They're dying.
No, it's not you. It's Conscript David.
Okay, PD Shoot, I'm going to put these guys into evasive mode at this point. Basically, I want them to start running. But this is basically the plan has just worked. Which is those guys were pulled off the Skataki siege to come and try and relieve their battle station. So right now, that actually... Oh dear. Guys, get out of there. Get out of there, like, right now. Because it's now 3.6 thousand versus 308,000. It's literally 100 stronger than you. You want to hand over monthly Garanthium. Hang on, what the bloody hell's Garanthium? Do we have any right now? I don't have any. You want Dark Matter, and you also want Engos. Yeah, I don't know what Garanthium is, but... What is Garanthium? What is... Ship hull point plus 10%. That's pretty good, yeah, why not? Right, okay. We've just researched... Yes, Claire?
Live Epically, who I think must be American or Canadian and has been arguing the flapjacks or pancakes side on the chat for a while, donated $6. So yeah, American probably donated $6 with a recipe for what they think is flapjacks.
Is it completely wrong?
I mean, it's flour and baking powder and salt and sugar and milk and eggs and butter, and then you mix and grill like crepes.
Grill?
I don't... Yeah?
Grill?
Yeah.
Grill? Grill a flapjack? Let's just defenestrate a car while we're doing wacky things that don't make sense.
We're not grilling a flapjack, we're clearly grilling like some sort of a pancake. And it's not like crepes because it has baking powder.
Grilling a pancake's pretty mad too.
Yes. Anyway, Ashley Tales also donated £5 and said, "Hi John and Claire, thanks for the countless hours of entertainment and keep up the good work." So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and apparently I'm pronouncing Thomas's name a little bit better than you, but not yet great. And he said if we want to name a planet after him, we should do a tech engine pun. Mm-hmm. So you're on your own for puns because I'm terrible at them. And Conscript David, no, I'm not too traumatized by the new fan art. It's quite funny. Thank you. It is this, FYI.
Bloody hell. Share that with the chat if they haven't seen it already. Right, okay,
yeah,
so things that appear to be working well, which is PD Shoot has basically got in there, taken out a flipping space station, and then basically escaped again straight afterwards before these guys could actually get on top of them, which is marvellous. So PD Shoot has done its job and will very soon like completely just disappear off their sensor range entirely. So I'm just going to move them over towards Femin, in fact. So that will be absolutely fine. Fleet combat. More bloody things keep showing up round here. Why? Who's... Oh, wait, hang on. What is that? That's... Oh, dear! Oh, dear! Oh, this is an unfortunate thing for you, isn't it? I think that's flipping... Oh, it's actually Corvettes. Sorry, I thought that was carriers. Corvettes, fine. So a bunch of Corvettes have just shown up. Basically been... Everyone really wants Matasnobia to go down. There's a lot of people that really want Matasnobia to go down, but it's being... They're being torn apart very, very quickly, but I don't think their weapons are going to do a good job. Actually, they might take out the spaceport. They might just take out the spaceport, but no, I think they... No, that was just the game structure. I thought they were leaping out there. So, Matasnobia's spaceport might go down to this many Corvettes, but even if they do, the defense platform, I think, has got this. Oh, this is going to be really close. This is going to be so close. That platform has so little health. I think it's going to go down. I think it's... Is it down? No, it's just alive. It's alive with... Actually, it's still got 1,000 points. It's still fine. They jumped out as well, so that's a good thing over there. Fine. So a bunch of people have just thrown themselves at Matasnobia and failed to take it. Right. Legio 1, get in there. It's time for us to take some planets back. The war against the Thembalon's been going badly. It's time for us to actually get some bloody victories under our belt, alright? So, me and anyone who's following me right now, who else is in here? There's the second attack swarm from the Rontaurs, and I think some... Actually, it's the Il-Kahan. It's the Il-Kahan, interesting, that are following us around here. So you guys, get over here and just clear out this world if you'd be so kind. Head in this direction. Yep, fine. And then once you guys are done with that and the reinforcements showing, take out those guys, then bring in the tabbies. We're going to start taking some planets here. We just need to take over some planets at this point. That's actually... No, that's... Made a slight mistake there. That's one of our allies. That wasn't actually an enemy. Call off the attack. Call off the attack.
Well done, John.
Those guys are our friends. We don't actually want to attack those guys.
Also, Stuart O'Hara is adding fuel to the fire of the pancakes versus flapjack debate. Donated £2 and said American flapjacks are basically Scotch pancakes, which I'm not sure what that means. But I missed that when I was busy. Sharing with you the young Stalin and me fan art that David made for some reason. Mm-hmm. So sorry I missed that when it first popped up. But yes, apparently Scotch pancakes. Ooh.
Right, so they really want to take down the Skyrim sector. They've moved over here and they're going back to Skataki again. So now I just basically need to keep them dancing by sending PD Shoot in and out, just sniping off like transport fleets. Because there's a transport fleet here, so we may as well just go and snipe those bastards off. And then that'll hopefully draw their attention away. So PD Shoot's just basically going to head over back to Koval right now. And hopefully get there in time to distract these guys before they attack Skataki, because they're moving pretty slowly in that direction right now. Meanwhile, yeah, these guys over here, Legio 1 simply needs to keep moving as quickly as possible into actual enemy territory and, like, you know, mean it this time and stuff. Right, so we've got a fair few people following us around, nothing major, but enough. And we're making a profit. We are actually making a profit. Apparently we're engaged in fighting right. Everyone really, really, really flipping wants Matasnobia to go down. Repeatedly, they are sending stuff at Matasnobia. I don't know who's bloody sending all this stuff here, but they really want it dead. Right, technology, that's engineering facility 4. Hang on, pause for a second here. We've got ourselves, don't need any of that, don't need any of that. Battleship assembly yards would not be the worst thing in the world. Durasteel armor, defense stations. Defense stations wouldn't be bad. Let's go for battleship assembly yards. That would be useful for the battleship cost because that's really significant. So that's going to be done in just 32 months. Let's get that done right now.
Also, thank you to Rose Vidler who donated $2 Australian. It must be near 4 in the morning for you guys.
Yeah, that's
so, yeah.
crazy.
Thank you for that. And also, they made fan art. And there's as a fan out of a John trying to play Five Nights at Freddy's and being distracted by pancakes.
Okay, now, I've sent PD Shoot Fleet over in this direction. Now, we're going to see whether this draws the attention of... Yes, I think it has immediately. I think straight away, these guys are now backing off. Yeah, they're following PD Shoot. This is actually working. This is genuinely keeping these guys from attacking us. Because every time they try and attack us, we just send a small force over here to just basically annihilate one of their small little side areas. And then we just go and we take them out and then we just get the hell out of there. And that's fine.
Is the music a little bit loud, maybe?
That track is slightly louder than the others. Normally it's quieter than that, so I think it's okay. Right, now, we are actually in enemy territory right now. So this force around here now needs to go over here and basically take out this world. And then we've got... This world? No, it's this world. This is actually the world that's occupied, so that's fine. So, go over there, start taking those guys on. PD Shoot's on the move. We're now attacking over here as well. Prepare to send in the tabbies in support. The tabbies should now be in position to start moving in.
Good luck, tabbies.
The tabbies will be fine. This is a small, crappy world. This will not be a problem at all. Okay. Next up, keep an eye on this fleet over here. We're now having to manage multiple things at once, and also we need to keep a really close eye on where the actual other fleet, the main fleet is. I mean, right? So. Yeah, just get over there and get in here. And now we're just going to bomb a transport fleet. This is just a crappy little transport fleet that's going to go down. Now, this is good. This is armies. This is 2 armies that we're just going to take out, snipe them off nice and quickly. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Get in there, snipe those guys, bypassing their armor. And then we've got... Yep, they've arrived. It's up to 312,000. They are leveling up so quickly. We need to take those guys out soon, by the way. Are they dead? They've got the... Wait, what? Oh, it's because PD Shoot's an evasive. Yeah, fine. That's actually something they should do. Now what are you doing? Now you're preparing to do a jump, but... So PD Shoot is... Where's PD Shoot? Oh, PD Shoot's now gone missing because it's in evasive mode. That's less helpful, but that's fine. We'll just have to make... Okay, fine. Remember to put PD Shoot back into passive, not evasive in future. Okay. Meanwhile, over here, I assume we've already won this fight, and this planet is now, at this point, being bombarded, yes?
Hey, the chat is saying that the Unbidden are here, and I don't know...
The Unbidden are not here. It would have been extremely clearly flagged if the Unbidden were here, and I'm not even sure the Unbidden can show up during a War in Heaven, because it's a mid-game event. The chat, just assume the chat are lying about that. If the Unbidden are here...
literally that was the end of my sentence that I was going to say. I assume they were lying.
Whoa. Yeah, but we have missed something really important.
Shocking.
The Thembalon guys are willing to call a peace. What do they want? They want Peasant Twerp to be ceded to the envelopes.
Peasant Twerp? Oh, to the envelopes? No way.
They want Mondak's Retreat to be handed over till the Ilkhans. They want Matasnobia handed over to the Thembalon Reconquerors themselves. And they want... Carber's Landing, which I don't even know where that is.
That must be something we forgot to rename.
That must be something we forgot to rename. They want that handled... Oh no, that's owned by... That's not even one of ours, because they're negotiating with... They're negotiating with us as a federation. So...
We have not, in fact, lost the war yet. We are still pondering our answer to this.
Yeah. But, like, there might be an argument for... There might be an argument for us... Oh, wait, hang on, wait, what? We have a small problem. Apparently it would cost us 100 influence to decline, which we don't have.
We don't have 100 influence?
No, we've been spending our... I didn't realise that in the future we might be in a situation where we would need to where we would need to use influence to say no to something, but I would guess maybe because they're so overwhelmingly strong, it takes political capital in order to... Okay, how long until we've got that... If we decline, we'll have to pay 100 influence. Or it'll be automatically declined on... Okay, we've only got a few months. We can't get up to 100 influence in that time. There's no way to do it.
So it'll be auto-declined, though?
Yeah, this proposition will be auto-declined. Okay, there we go. Sorry, we're back here. I'm not sure why that's happening at the minute. I'm not really sure. Right, I think we just basically we have to ignore that because we can't accept it. Or I don't want... Right, engines that I know. There was Thomas, there was James, there was Percy, there was Gordon, there was a bus called Bertie. Snow.
Oh, yeah, now we're Thomas the Tank Engine channel.
Or Thomas the Tank Engine channel.
Yeah, that's what we do now.
I literally remember, I remember the name of one episode, so I'm literally going to call it that for the time being. This is going to be the planet Troublesome Trucks. Because that's the only episode Thomas the Tank Engine I actually remember. This is just going to be the Troublesome Trucks world. I can't remember exactly what happened. I'm going to work into the assumption that episode there were some trucks, they were troublesome.
Also, Thomas just now said Thomas Punning.
Thomas Pun. Ah! Okay. We'll go. Okay, well that can be the name of the system then. That can be the name of the system. Thomas Pun. Wait, it's ink? Oh. Thomas.
With I-N-K.
I-N-K. Punic. Okay, Thomas, in the Thomas Punic system,
I-N-K.
I-N-K. Okay. Ah.
Yes, as in U-N-I-N-K.
Yeah, I-N-K. Thomas Punic system. Yeah, apparently that's renamed itself Thomas Punic, even though I had named it Troublesome Trucks. There we are.
He says he's very honoured.
So there's the Thomas Punic system. There we are. So we've got that there, which is nice. No.
Some people in the chat are saying that you should go back to the save that you had before we did the poll, because now all hope is lost.
All hope is not lost, because even if we like end up losing the war, I don't mind that, because losing a war in this game can be just as fun as winning a war. I think it's okay. We're just gonna keep on fighting down here in our actions down on this side. PD shoot is okay. We're not currently being invaded by the apathy, which is nice.
Yeah, look on the bright side.
Yeah, look on the bright side there.
Death.
In comes these guys. This planet is ready for invasion, right? Yeah, this planet's ready for invasion at this point. So you guys, why are you not ready to invade? Why can you not invade that? Are we not allowed to invade because there's a peace offer on the table?
I guess.
They've got to. Oh, but no, this is okay. No. We've got something better here. The Apathy Peacekeepers are offering a straight-up white peace. That's just a straight-up war ends, no one sacrifices any territory whatsoever. That's good.
You should go with that.
I'm going to go with that, yeah. I'm going for that right away.
I mean, managing to get a peace offer from an enemy like that is already pretty much a victory.
I mean, that's good, because that means from now on, they're just fussed with... They're just, like, way fussed with these guys, meaning hopefully their fleets will now be focused overwhelmingly heading north. That'll keep the Thembalon busy, and mean we might actually be able to drag this war kicking and screaming with the Thembalon to a better scenario. Okay, for all the chat saying, no, you're doomed, you're hopelessly doomed and all of that, no, it's fine. That's actually ended pretty well, all things considered. We've got this, which is unfortunate. I'd like to decline that, and I wish there was a way to get... How would I get a lump of influence in right now? I could humiliate someone in a tiny war, but I'll never be able to get that war done inside 2 months because the fleet's out of position right now. So, I'm not sure. We've got a white peace with those guys. That's good enough. So now the situation for us instead is we're at war with all of the guys who are on the Thembalon side, and the Thembalon are...
Do you have a suggestion of influence through the guild? Or influence through the Patreon people?
The Patreon people need to offer you the thing. You can't just swap money for influence, otherwise I'd
Curators?
Curators? I don't know how that would work, but let's have a look, see what the curators can do. I've got a curator that really likes me right now, so let's just communicate with them. Star charts, curators in research, tell us about mysteries of the universe. We've already recruited a scientist. No, none of those would give me influence.
Did you redo St. John? You should call a snap election to gain influence. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
That's a good idea. Let's completely redo the government right now. Yeah. How old's Mercedes Ortega, by the way, our current Vatinius? She's currently 71. She's 71, so we'll need to... She's a patron of the arts as well. We'll have to see about that. She's going to die probably inside 30 years or thereabouts. Maybe she'll last a little bit longer because of the long-lived thing. Okay. Things looking a bit better, but I think I don't think we're allowed to invade this planet anymore because I think there's a peace offer pending.
David says, Conscript David says try Senate missions.
Senate missions?
Can you do any Senate missions?
I think he's making a Rome Total War joke.
Oh, okay.
I think. Oh, there's an entire bit of this game I don't understand.
I mean, both are possible.
Both are entirely possible. Right, you go over here, and then, this is the right planet, right? I can't land on it. I'm not allowed to land on it, and I assume that's because there's the peace offer on the table. So I'm not sure if I'm about to be basically have the peace enforced on me, purely because I don't have the influence to say no to it. If so, we might have to immediately go to restart the war again. Which would actually not be fun, which actually would not be the worst thing in the world, because then that minus 30 would have been wiped from the States. Actually, no, we'd have to wait 10 years. We would have to wait 10 years at that point.
People were suggesting, can you humiliate the fanatical purifiers?
I can't get to them in time. I'd never be able to, like, it's actually, like, almost, the time's almost up. We have 14 days. We have 14 days, and they're up there, and the fleet's now down here. So there's no way we can get to them in time. Now, as for the Pathy guys, by the way...
other suggestions are to commission an art piece, which I think might be different from the Patreon people. Might be linked to the Patreon thing, but slightly different from that.
Commission an art piece, that is... No, that costs you influence. That lets you build the art monument building, which gives happiness and migration attraction, but that actually costs you money. Not much money, but it costs you influence. It doesn't actually gain it. There's no way, I believe, to buy influence directly, because if it was, everyone would be constantly doing it. It would be too good.
And what else did people say?
Yeah, and the art festival across your world would also be minus 500, minus 500, minus 100. It's like the only faction that's swimming in influence is egalitarians, and actually I've come to really like and appreciate egalitarians and happiness, because like slaves are terrible in this game, because slaves are it's just micromanaging hell, and the unhappiness and the unrest and dealing with that isn't worth it. Like, you're better off just having happy citizens giving you plus 20% than slaves which are giving you at best plus 10%, but only situationally. Like, just have happy citizens and use egalitarians to get tons of influence in. I think egalitarians are really, really fun. And like, next playthrough I do will probably be like a militarist egalitarian thing where I focus overwhelmingly on happiness and we don't do a federation. But we'll see about that. And gosh darn it, we've technically just lost the war. Because I literally couldn't get enough influence to say yes to the war. Right, so... as a result of that, Matasnobia is now in enemy hands.
Oh, so basically we've accepted the peace with them now? Because we couldn't...
Yes, we've had to. We've had to. So. The situation now is we are at least now actually at peace. We've got... everyone's actually at peace. But we've got one white piece, and it's just such a shame, because if we just had 100 influence in the bank, we could have actually... we could have said no, and we could have just kept fighting that war. But there was no option. So, yeah, even though weirdly it says it was auto-declined, it seems instead to have been auto-accepted. So...
yeah, and people were saying you had mandate missions you could have completed.
Mandate missions are for democracies. We're not a democracy. We have no mandate missions. They're for democracies only. I don't see any way that I could have just bumped it that quickly, which is a shame. Right, so as a result, what's going on here? One of my sectors...
I mean, people are saying to reload.
Why? I'd have to reload ages back. I'd have to redo the entire war. I'm not doing that. That's safe scumming. I'm not doing that.
I'm just saying what people are saying. I'm just the voice of democracy. I'm the voice of our generation.
Ah, okay. The Geodude sector has been separated from the Geodude sector by the fact that these guys have picked up Dangal. Fine. So. We've lost Peasantwerp, and with it, we've lost a whole bunch of systems. Not spectacular ones, but they're okay. What I think we need to do is... I think if I declare war on these guys, I don't know if that counts as... Hang on, we've got the Themblon fight. I think basically we wait after 10 years, we probably will go to war with these guys again, and we're going to win back these territories. And that's our objective. We just want to get these territories back. Because this first war we fought, we had to get it to plus 75 to win entirely or not at all. Whereas if we start a small war with much more modest goals, we can just claw back some of our territory right now. Now, Matasnobia is a bit of a loss, which is unfortunate. But the other thing about... actually, the real problem with Matasnobia is it's close by to other territories. And because these guys are fanatical xenophobes, they're probably going to go like, well, you're going to have to clear out Iverstead, aren't you? Because it's too close to our territory. But they can't for 10 years. For 10 years, they can't. Right now, instead, these two guys are now going to go to war with each other. Because as far as I'm concerned, now that's all they're doing. Yeah, now they're at war with those guys. Now the two Fallen Empires are at war with each other, but they're not at war with anyone else right now. So... we can now rebuild. We need to focus on peacetime stuff, because no one's at war with us. So sure, we've lost a little bit of stuff here, but we can rebuild and we can expand. And, actually, we could go for the Fallen Empires that haven't woken up yet. I think that might actually be worth it. Because if we can destroy them, we can get their technology off them, we can scan the technology. It might actually be worthwhile. Okay. I think that's actually not a bad plan. That's not a bad plan at all. But first we need to sort out the sector situation, because the Geodude sector is currently separated. So we need to manage the Geodude sector. And because it's just been separated, I'm going to add another sector onto the end of it. So it's now the Geodude sector, that's fine. Manage that sector. Add in Tronde. Right, fine. That sector's now reunified. Oh, what a mess, though. That's unfortunate. Right. Close that. Make sure this hasn't had any impact on any of the other sectors. The sectors are still fine for the time being. It's such a shame we couldn't turn that down. I need to float more influence. I didn't even realize that was gonna... I've never seen that before, where like you literally can't say no to a proposal unless you have influence to pay for it. I've never seen that before. So yeah, I'm worried that these guys in 10 years are probably going to start a new war with us anyway, just because fanatical xenophobe Fallen Empires or Awakened Sentinels will literally just say, well, you know, you're pressing our borders and we hate that, so you've got to go. Even though they... it's almost weird they wanted this territory, quite frankly. It's weird they wanted it, but apparently they did. Okay.
Okay, so...
yes.
A couple people are saying, can you recap for people who abandoned us to go and watch Doctor Who on time when it was airing?
Oh, what time is it now? Oh, was it an early Doctor Who again?
Yeah.
Actually, where's my little clock? I need my little clock, otherwise I'll get... I think my little clock's in there. Can you just grab my little clock and show it where I can see it? Otherwise I'll completely lose track of time. And that's a bad thing.
Stellaris until 3 in the morning.
Oh, exactly. That's why I need my little clock.
Yes, it's called Stellarising. John does it a lot. Hey, do you wanna... A couple people are floating the idea of a little break, and a couple people are floating the idea of a recap for people who went to watch Doctor Who, so maybe we could have a little short break. And then we could recap when we start again. Let's do the.
Actually, yeah, sure. Let's have a tiny break now. We're gonna have literally just a 5-minute break now. Be back here. It's 37 by the clock I'm looking at now. At 42, precisely 42, we will begin again. But until that point, I'm just going to put us onto the break page. And we're going to have a very quick break. So if you need to nip to the bathroom, do that now. We will be right back. We'll do a quick recap for you if you're at Doctor Who.
And welcome back to Radio John, hashtag Sex That Radio. Keeping it real, all sexing the radio, all the time, here on 92.9. Oh yeah.
No.
Hello, everybody. I'd be a great radio host. Shut up, I would. Right. So what we've got here is what we need to do now is we need to start the rebuilding and the reparations. I would say that's what we need to start thinking about. What we have gained. Okay, I know it looks like we've lost this war. Okay, no, let's do the recap. We said we'd do the recap. Let's do the recap quickly. So basically, we had the war against both of the fallen empires simultaneously. Both of them we are now at peace with, and thus that is guaranteed.
We forgot to run ads during the break.
Shut up, it's fine. What we've ended up with is we've ended up with peace with both of them. With the Apathy, it's a white peace. Nobody lost anything. The Thembalon, unfortunately, we have lost a few bits and pieces against them. They've insisted on taking Matasnobia for their own. They've also... The Envelope people have taken over Pesant Twerp, and one of the small areas that I think used to just be part of the Geodude... Oh, is that the Geodude sector as well? Oh, I need to properly relink those. That's going to be difficult. Yeah, and the people who used to be part of the Geodude sector, a couple of them have now gone over there as well. So this is, Dangal was a world so insignificant, it was just part of the Geodude sector. But actually, I think we've been... Has one of the worlds been pulled out of... Wait, what world is that? That's... Telltale's... Oh, one of the worlds I think has just been pulled weirdly out of the... I swear that used to be inside a sector. Well, 7 out of 7 right now, so I guess maybe we're not. Okay, fine. I think it's because it hadn't been developed enough. Yeah, I think that's just because it hadn't been developed enough. Fine. But, yeah, we've lost a few things, but we have peace, and that's guaranteed for 10 years because there's no backstabbing in Stellaris. If you agree at peace, it enforces a 10-year ceasefire, and that's absolutely guaranteed. So, that's not the worst thing in the world at all, I would say. We've got ourselves peace for 10 years against both empires. We have lost a handful of... like, you know, a handful of systems. We've lost a few things. We've lost some stuff to the Envelope people, etc., etc. But what we need to remember is, when this war began, we were allied with just these people. All these people have flocked to us as well. So we have gained a huge amount of people into our federation. Huge amounts of people are now part of our federation. It is now, yeah, it was like, it used to be... like 4 people, now there's a bunch of other people who have just shown up too, which is great. So it's much stronger than it was. The Federation fleet can be much stronger than it was as well once it gets around to my turn to build that up again, which is lovely. We need to rebuild, we need to expand like crazy, and we just need to start eating up planets, because in 10 years' time, the war will be back on. We have not lost this war, okay? We have laid the foundations for peace, and what we have gained from this war in expanding the Galactic Senate is vastly more than these handful of systems that we've lost. Sure, we've lost, like, you know, we've lost, these guys over here have lost that. They lost that. We've lost one system. One bloody system right here. Mondak's Retreat. We didn't even care about Mondak's Retreat. Hang on, let's... Yeah, there's so little there. That's such an insignificant world. And they're really, really unhappy, which is nice. I kind of hope they actually cause... Oh, yeah. They might actually even rebel and join up with us again, because right now their unrest is 100, so there is an excellent chance they might even rebel and decide to rejoin us. Actually, I wonder if the same is true for Pesant Twerp. Hang on, let's just go down to Pesant Twerp and have a little look-see whether that might be the case as well. Pesant Twerp down on the surfaces. No, actually, they're okay. Ooh! Claire.
What? Did they take the Xenozoo from you?
No, it's much worse than that. The Envelope people have shown up, and they are forcibly migrating the bugs off worlds. They have they're committing an act of displacement against the bugs in order that only Envelope people can live on this planet. They are kicking the bugs off this world. They are, the bugs, the sex bugs have been kicked off this world, and that is so unacceptable. Unacceptable. So, we have been left, though we've lost a handful of planets, like, we are still strong, and we've got a good economy. Our economy's great, energy's good, minerals coming in well. We've got now the time and the money to rebuild our fleet. We can do this. This is going to be fine. This is all going to be... under control. I think we are going to have this. This is all going to be a-okay. Now, speaking of which, we need to start thinking about how we expand and where and so forth. So this world's going to take quite some time to come into existence. That's fine. Let's just start working on some stuff over there. That's fine. Telltale's Palace, I think, is just, yeah, that's just in need of some updates and some upgrades and whatever. That's absolutely fine. Just keep... You know what? Screw it. Upgrade literally every building. I'm swimming in money right now. Nice cup of tea is... Actually, there's a load of worlds here that are probably about ready. Is Jaffa Cake also ready to be... Jaffa Cake's probably close, ready to being actually put into a sector as well, quite frankly. Which sector is this? I need to know what sector that is, because if that's... hang on. I need to know what sector that is. Is that the Geodude sector?
People want you to burn the envelopes.
I can't burn the envelopes. I'm stuck in... Which... I need to know what sector...
Oh yeah, you're stuck in a ceasefire for 10 years, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I'm stuck in a ceasefire for 10 years. I need to know what flipping sector this is. And I don't know what sector that is. It doesn't tell me. How can it not tell me what sector that is? I know that's the... Okay, if I go into the system here, Medgar, lies in Pax Romana, I need to know which sector this is. I assume that's part of the Geodude sector, but I can't be bloody sure. And that's really annoying. I'm guessing it is. Alright, fine. Right, what else do we have here? Where could we logically expand to? What's left that hasn't been expanded into already? There's something down here. There's a okay but not spectacular world there. That might be... You know what? We should probably just begin the process of expanding like crazy down here. There's an ice world.
Yeah, apparently it said on the bottom in the outliner that it's part of the Geodude sector.
You mean the Geodude sector?
Yes, I do mean
Okay, so those guys... Unfortunately, I literally have no way of rejoining those two sectors together anymore. But if I take a border expanding tech, I might be able to, like, squeeze one in down the line. So we'd have to see about that. Yeah. Basically, we just need to start expanding, rebuilding everything. Now, where can we theoretically expand to? That's a crappy little world up there. That's a crappy little world up there. Yeah, there's not much territory still up for grabs, to be perfectly honest. That's too far away for me to consider viable. Yeah, I think we'll probably want to be having ourselves... This down here is... There's some okay stuff here. We're technically at peace with you guys right now, which is fine. We've got... Ooh. The alternative solution is we could go for a technology. Now that we've got some peace, the dimensional horror. If I destroy him, I get myself... I'm pretty sure that guarantees, because you can study the dimensional portal he came out of. I'm pretty sure that gets you guaranteed the technology jump drive. Now, that would give me a nice big advantage for moving my fleets around quickly, and it comes with the slight, very, very small downside that it can cause the Unbidden to spawn. But, if the Unbidden did...
But, like, the Unbidden never come. Like, whenever they come, it's just a joke from the chat.
Yeah, so that logically would be completely 100% self.
It's
It's
a 1
1,000,000 to 1 chance. Like, well, okay, maybe more like 5 to 1, but like no more than 5 to 1. Maybe more like 3 to 1. But like very, very low chance in many ways. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some influence right now because I want this world. This world actually would not be bad. I've got a bug colony ship ready to go right now. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Let's start getting aggressive with my expansions. Right, so sectors. I'm not going to need influence for anything anytime soon, I don't think. So, over to Foot Penis sector. No, manage the sector. I need to remove... I'm going to need to spend 50 to remove those two from that, which is unfortunate, but I need to get that out and then get that out. So, that's now 50 and 50 right now. We're losing energy credits each month because I've just picked up one extra. But that's fine, I've got plenty of extra sectors. Yes.
So, you know you wanted to regroup the Geodude sector?
Yes. I know I haven't yet, yeah, because I literally can't. There's
yeah,
no...
you can do it with the plus sign in the editing sector, apparently.
Yeah, but there's no way to get it to link up to the other one because there's no links.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'll show people so people understand what I mean here.
Sometimes you say you can't and you mean you don't know where the command is, so...
Oh, actually, no. I might just be able... Is that my... No, that's not my territory. That territory belongs to someone else. So, yeah, the thing is, you need an uninterrupted line of hyperlink chains to link these things together. But here, this cuts through Rontor territory. This link is through Envelope People territory. And this link's for Envelope territory. And this up here has no direct link and also sits within Rontor. So I have no way of linking this to here. Now what I could do is, if I had 50 influence spare, I could actually remove both of these from the Geodude sector and then create a new sector just for them. Which would be inefficient, but it would, you know, work. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to potentially bring John's Heart into... Let's just have a look-see here. John's Heart is Jaffa Cake and Nice Cup of Tea. Now, Nice Cup of Tea is ready to be basically just slap some upgrades on it and it's just ready to go. That's fine. We don't need to worry about that. That's just going to keep growing. It's under control. Jaffa Cake, meanwhile, is... I would say it's probably... If I just slap down some buildings now, I can trust the AI to do a decent enough job growing this, because I just want to clear out some space for some new colonization efforts in a hurry. So this isn't perfect, but it will do. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slap down some money now, creating a queue, because I'm pretty sure the queue carries over. So that's all fine. So that can now become a basic science lab, and this down here should become... this seems to be a pretty high energy area. Let's just get some more energy going on in this area. Actually, there's basically no food here, so I'm actually going to build a farm here, just in case this whole area needs a tiny bit more food. So one hydroponics farm, that's fine. You can have yourself one energy grid, sure. You can have yourself one more power plant, that's fine as well. And you over here just have yourself another science lab. That's good enough.
People were saying that, like, you know, when you said I can't link the sector because this one territory isn't mine, they're saying that there are resources showing below that territory in green, showing that it's yours. Like it's showing up as an option in the sector menu.
In the sector menu? Yeah, I know it's mine.
So you can't use it to link up the sector if it's yours?
No, it's a sector that's been cut in two, and there's literally no path that joins it back together again. It can't be done. I'm sorry, chat. It cannot be done. There is no link. And if I add loads of sectors to it just to demonstrate to you that it can't be done, then okay, fine. I will show this to you. I'm going to drop a save because it's a waste, because I don't want to actually like have that stand. I will show this to you now. I will prove to you there is literally no way for this sector, and then I'm going to reload that last save. So, Geodude sector, manage the sector. So there's ways I could go to try and link these two bits back together. I can go up north, doesn't go anywhere. I could go down south, round here, doesn't go anywhere. Can't be done. There is no option. I could link this up here, and I could link this up here, then linking this up to here. Yeah, actually, I am allowed to link up to there via this one, actually. Apparently that is just inside my territory because the hexagon's there. But you can see now, there is literally no way to get them to link. Cannot be done because there's no link here, and these are now the only things I can add here or over here. So it cannot be done. Okay, when it's possible, I'll take something off the envelope, people, but that cannot be done right now. I'm sorry, it can't. So, and it's brought me back over to here. System's not connected to sector. Yes, I know. And it's really annoying because it does actually create problems for the separated systems, which is really annoying. But there's nothing I can do about it right now. Yep, fine. And we've got inactive buildings and diddly-diddly-dee. But yeah, Nice Cup of Tea and Jaffa Cake, I think we're now going to just shove into a sector just to get them on their way because... Actually, I'd like to keep them... Teltar's Palace is probably... That actually is developed enough to just go straight into a sector. Let's just give them some upgrades right now. That's Biolab 1. You can just... I'm just going to give these people some buildings just so it carries over. I'm pretty sure a build queue does survive into something being set into a sector. And then there's just a few more people growing. You can also be a science lab. Sure, there you go. And then you can just have some food just in case, just to make sure there's enough food going around in this area. That's fine. And then someone needs to man this area over here. You can come down and do that. That's fine because it's building that. Lovely. Right, that's fine. So sectors we can definitely add into the Geodude sector. Teltar's Palace. That's now ready to be added into there. So Teltar's Palace into the Geodude sector. No, I always click sector settings rather than manage sector. It strikes me as a weirdly positioned one. Right. Bring that in. That's now down to 7 out of 7, and we're back into an energy surplus. That's okay. What I also want to do is this area down here, I'm going to create a new sector for, which is really wasteful, but... Actually, no, what even is this sector down here? Hang on. This sector I've just brought out. This is Clart. Clart is terrible, but whatever. What even is that? That's a central processing plant too. I don't really generally bother with those, but alright, fine, what have you. You can actually literally have your own sector. Well done, you can have your own sector. That's how important you are. But finally, after so many years, that bug colony ship is finally going to be allowed to come down here, and it can't because there's no influence. It's going actually, don't take 30. Don't take 30. Enter the orbit. That's fine. And then this will do as a nice little world. This will do as a nice little world. It's big. It's not spectacular, but it'll be fine. So we'll have that planet coming down over here. Meanwhile, we also need a new mushroom ship to come and take... This world's almost worth taking just for the energy, because anytime I generally see Betharian with energy 2, I'm perfectly happy for that to just be a thing. I'll probably actually put the thing down here and just take energy, and minerals too. Because yeah, a central like landing site with 2 energy, 2 minerals on 3 sides. That's actually pretty damn good. So we'll probably come down here and we'll take that in a second as well. So we'll probably want, that's a little bit further away to be honest, but we'll probably have to make do with that. Actually, you know what, Thomas Punnick, Thomas Punnick probably doesn't have a space station yet. It should probably have a spaceport. In fact, laser module, build spaceport, lovely. And yeah, the final act of, what's this? That's not that good. The final act of John's Heart. A nice cup of tea. You guys need to actually produce yourselves yet another. Just keep on upgrading, you bastards. Keep on producing another colony ship of mushroom people. Lovely. Just let the mushroom people spread across the stars, damn it. Let them spread. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Right, so all of that is now on the move. And very soon we should have enough. Yeah, we're nearly back at fleet capacity already. Now, as for Legio 1, Legio 1 is Legio 1 still at strength? I think Legio 1 is still technically at strength. Legio 1, what it should do is, I'd say, let's go and take out the Dimensional Horror. Let's go and take out the Dimensional Horror while we're literally here, because it will be nice to have the option to, you know, research the jump drive. It's probably a terrible idea that we should never do, but it's nice to have the option. You want monthly Engos. I think I've got loads of that. Engos. Yeah, I've got 6 of those. I will take 1,000 energy credits for that. And as I'm actually back up to capacity, I'll actually trade some of that away for minerals as well. Claire, what's going on in the chat?
The chat is still discussing how you misconstrued what they said earlier. They're saying you can create a new sector at John's Heart and then make it absorb the 2 spare planets.
Oh, if you just grow a sector into another, it's a freebie way to merge a sector, is it?
Well, I'm not sure if that's what they're exactly saying, but they're definitely saying that that's what you should do. Okay,
that we might do. Which is the guys who I like, by the way? Where's the... Ah, here we are. There's the Trader Enclave. Right, communicate with those guys. I'd like to trade for minerals, please. I will trade 1,000 and 1,000 and 1,000. Just keep those minerals coming in as we're making nice progress there. Lovely. We're not quite at fleet capacity yet, so I may as well get some more battleships and cruisers coming in there. Get some more cruisers coming in over at Tiberius as well. Train more cruisers. Lovely. That'll do for the time being. I think that's probably... Cruisers are 4, battleships are 8. That's probably nearly enough to fill up the fleet capacity. Close enough anyway. Fine. Right, so that is... And yeah, we've got this little system down here. I'm just going to... Actually, I think I've got like 3 spare sectors I'm not doing anything with right now. So, yeah, create a new sector. I'm just going to create 1 sector down here just for these guys, and later we'll just merge it into another. That is... Welcome to the Clart sector. It contains Clart. That's literally bloody it. Marvellous. And then, okay, let's see what these guys were just saying down there, which is as soon as the colony ship is done and we start moving that down out of the way, down over here.
Yeah, shout out to all the Australians that are still in the
chat. The Australians are still there.
5 AM in Australia.
The Australians are still bloody there, blimey.
Yeah. And yeah, there's a confirmation there that what the chat meant was if you create a new sector right beside the separated system of geodudes and integrate them, then you can do it at no influence cost.
What I'll probably do that then. So what I'll do is I'll create a new No, I need to... Okay, you need to start a new sector with John's Heart. Then I'll need to merge them into that. Fine. I don't want John's Heart to be in just yet. Just because I think there's a tiny bit more work I can do with Jaffa Cake down at its surface. I just want to have... Actually, those guys are pretty much done. I think I've queued up as much as I'm going to with those guys. Build you. Give you a nice... another mining network over there. That's fine. Very soon that colony ship will be done. In fact, actually, probably what we need to do is, as a priority, this colony ship's almost made it. I feel sorry for, like, this bug colony ship has been... It's been awaiting a new home for... How many decades do you think it's been since we trained this thing? It's been... I think it's been there since the third live stream. This is the 6th. It's been there for a long time. And for only 30 influence, I think we're now landing this thing. This thing deserves to be landed, damn it.
So how many people do you think died in that
I think they're in cryostasis. I think they're in I think it's an arc ship where they're in cryostasis. I'd like to pretend. And I'd say a best place to slap it down would be... Actually, we don't have the technology to get rid of the things right yet. So I would say probably that's science. Science doesn't get a boost. Here's not bad because then I can get the boost to 2 minerals. And the Velmanax slaughter has been taken out. So we've got the bug world here, which is okay. We need a name for the bug world. Finally, we have a bug world. We do actually need a name for the bug world, people. Give us a name for the bug world. We need that. And the Velmanax slaughterers have finally been destroyed. I'm not sure who actually did it in the end. I'm guessing the Thembalon Reconquerors did. Let's have a look. See, the Velmanax. Wait, what? The Velmanax. The Velmanax slaughterers still seem to be around. The Velmanax silencers are still around. Who are the Velmanax slaughterers again? It must have been I think it must have been the rebels. You want Engos Vapor and you'll pay credits for it. That's fine. That is... We've got... Okay, hello. 10 years since we did for the mutagens. Do you wish to extend the deal? Minus 1,000. Governing abstraction. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll pay 1,000 for that.
They
why
want
not?
you to name the bug world Australia.
That's good. I like that. Yep, I like Australia being the bug world. And in honour of the Australians.
Of course, #Australia.
Yeah, and indeed in honour of the Australians who have done so much for us here. Let's get phase disruptors. No, let's get observatories. Observatories are fun, just for the big increase in sensor range and for physics. Let's get an observatory in production. It can be done in 3 months. Bloody hell. I like that. That's good. Right. So that is going to be. Yeah, this is going to be right here. Welcome to. We're going to maybe in the system of Straya. This is going to be the system of Straya, and the planet is going to be Australia. I would say.
Very, very nice.
There we are. That way both can be represented. In the Straya system, there is the planet of Australia. Good old Australia. It is a harsh desert world full of bugs, but there's good eating down there. You can have some good barbecues as long as you're willing to put... Oh no, the Xenopets! Do not put the Xenopets on the barbecue. Do not put the Xenopets on the barbecue. That is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable, just so you know. Do not make that happen. Okay, Thomas Punnock is just slowly starting to grow. That's going to take a little bit of time to do. Jaffa Cake is growing nicely. Nice cup of tea is there as well. Our house is... Actually, our house is way over here, isn't it? Yeah, our house and... What have happened to... There was another system over here. Oh yeah, Aurora Borealis is over there as well. They've already been put into a system. Our house is pretty much ready to be put into a sector. I'd say if I can find an efficient way of doing it, I might actually put our house into a sector now. I think it's time for us to let some of these sectors, like, they grow up so fast. They do grow up so fast. It's time to let them spread their wings and fly. So, the sector in question that we need to expand is Lepkus Magna, if we can. So... Planets and sectors. Oh, we could just set up a new one. Actually, no, there's no point setting up that one. Let's just see if we can get Lepkus Magna expanded nice and efficiently. So, let's give up as little as possible. Let's leave. Yeah, go for that. That doesn't link up correctly, unfortunately. That's a shame. If I make that, that doesn't link up correctly either. I'm going to keep the... Okay, we'll put you there so you link up correctly. And then we'll bring you up to... That's just 3... That goes up there. That literally doesn't not worth anything. And then our house. And then still doesn't quite bloody link up. That's a shame. In that case, fine. You can have... Still doesn't bloody link up. Fine. In which case, I won't bother. Fine. That's okay. So, Lepus Magna is now quite a big sector. But that's okay. That's okay. Close that. That's okay. So, Lepus Magna covers all that territory. And then we've got Skyrim here, which is fine. Yeah, which now sadly does not include Massasnobia. Geodude sector will soon work. We should have a new colony ship. New colony ship over here can now head down into this part of the world, down into here. Now I'm going to assume that colony ship is... Which is it? It's this one we want. Yeah, this one over here. Fine. So this new colony ship can head down over here. Colony. And take 400 influence. Okay, that's going to take a while. Never mind. Don't worry about that. That's fine. That's absolutely 100% fine. That's that one may just take a little bit longer than we thought. Maybe there's somewhere else we could, like, you know, send that ship of mushrooms, because that's quite a lot, quite a bit more than I was expecting. Never mind.
People asking how long is this stream gonna last?
Not much longer now. I think I just kind of want to lay out our plans for our reconstruction here. I want to lay out the plans for the reconstruction. But we've got Lepus Magna at 62,000. Is everyone following us? Oh yeah, PD Shoot can actually go and join up with this force now, can't it? Are you just floating around there? Yeah, you head over there. Meanwhile, we've got the transport fleet can probably head home. Transport fleet probably wants to head home at this point. You just return home to Vesta, please. May as well get those guys down on the ground, land the armies so they are not taking up so much stuff. And then other than that, the fleets are all moving in. Legio 1 is simply resting. We are not quite at capacity yet, so continue building additional battleships. That's worth 8, so that's 486. So that's up to 480. And then, so 480, and then a cruiser and a destroyer will do it. That will be us at full capacity. And we have got ourselves now a new tradition to select as well. I wouldn't mind simply taking administrative operations just for the building upkeep down, just because that's a lot of energy and it gets us closer towards an ascendancy perk. Supremacy's nice. Supremacy's nice, but honestly, the starting one, Seed Planet, is not great for minus 25%. I don't think that's that great. Warrior Mindset's kind of terrible because Army is the last thing you want to be buffing. War Games is kind of bad. The Great Game is okay, but not spectacular. So I feel like, even though like the finishing bonus for Supremacy is really good, I don't want to put like multiple things into it. Domination, I'm at 2 out of 5 right now. Fleet Levies is okay, but actually I don't think I've got any vassals right now, and I don't think I'm going to gain any. I'm past the point in the game where I'm just basically going on wars of liberation into vassalization into integration. That's not really what we're doing right now. Tributaries, we don't have any. Colonial Viceroys, yeah, it's definitely got to be prosperity. We're going for our next ascendancy perk through prosperity tree. Transstellar Corporation is not that great, but Pursuit of Power is pretty good, so that means administrative operations, and that should mean, yeah, the power situation goes straight back up to 35. Lovely. So that should all be fine. The fleets are now on the move. That's bloody hell. There's quite a long way to go for PD Shoot. PD Shoot's got a long way to go before she gets there. Trade deal offered, research agreement. They want to... You want 816. All right, fine. Research is fine. Research is good. Observatory is done, which is lovely. An X-ray... I thought we already had X-ray lasers. I thought we already had the... I think we might have got the technology above X-ray lasers somehow. Particle Lancers! Particle Lancers every flipping time. Oh, if we had those during the war, this probably wouldn't have gone so bloody badly. Right, Particle Lancers. And Chemical Bliss, if you want to insert yourself with, like, a kind of love pillow with a blorg on it, but in the drug form. It's an odd one, that one. It's an odd one.
Wait, is it a drug or is it a sex toy?
It's a sex pillow surrounded by drugs. Basically, if I want to drug my people into Chemical Bliss. It's basically a thing you never ever do, because the benefits are tiny, the withdrawal effects are massive, and it makes everyone useless at everything. Basically, never ever ever do it under any circumstances. Share the burden is not good, resettlement cost is not great. I'll just take habitability plus 5%, to be honest. It's not for in a year and a half. Okay, but Particle Lancers coming in. That can change a lot. Particle Lancers, if we'd have had them in that war, we could have done a lot better than we just did. we really could have done. Also, can't help but notice Tiberius is probably about ready very soon to be shoved into a sector as well. But we don't need to rush into that, to be honest, because we're only at 5 out of 7 right now, so I may as well keep a few areas out. So that's fine. Australia is still just getting down on the ground, but that will be done very, very soon indeed. Hopefully, yeah, a bunch of fleets just joining up with Legio 1. And then as soon as all the fleets have reunited, I'd say it will be time for us to take on the Dimensional Horror. Because with the Dimensional Horror taken out, there is actually, yeah... It will be nice to have the technology available as an option, even if I think the risk of it is far, far too high to ever risk researching. Because if we think War Against the Thempelon is bad, War Against the Unbidden is vastly, vastly worse, and I don't want to trigger them coming through. Or, rather, begin triggering the dice rolls that will eventually cause them to come through. It's simply, I think, too risky to do. So we'll have to... We'll have to see about that, but we've got some good, well-developed worlds right now. Just keep pouring all those upgrades in there. Lovely. Good old Frontier Hospital. Very, very nice indeed. Yes, this is nice. Yeah, I don't think we need to be in a hurry to, like, shove Jaffa Cake into a side sector. I think we're doing okay for the time being, and we've got... Apparently you're not doing anything. What are you not doing? Oh, it's because the thing hasn't been built... Hasn't been built yet. Okay, well in that case, why don't you go over here and just do some physics research? We've got... Ooh, hello. We've got... Oh, Thomas Punning. What have you done? What have you done?
What has Thomas done?
There have been reports of unexplained seismic disturbances on Thomas Punning. Tremors can be felt across the planet. Many of our settlements have suffered damage. While investigating the earthquakes, our scientists discovered a vast network of subterranean caverns. The deepest of these caverns is home to some kind of indigenous civilization. They appear to be tunneling towards the surface. Ground vibrations from our settlements may have triggered this behaviour. We cannot be certain. There's no telling how these aliens will react when they spill out of their tunnels and encounter our colonists. Right. God damn it, Thomas. What have you done? What have you bloody done? Why would you do this, Thomas? Why? Okay. Over in flipping Thomas Punning, I think we're going to have to... Okay, go over to the situation log. We need to sort that out now. Situation log needs to be done like crazy. Translate.
I mean, I'm sure Thomas isn't like entirely thrilled with being infested with more people, basically.
Okay, so we can do a preemptive strike against them. Okay, finishes in 1 month, or we could try and communicate with them. What I'm also going to do before we choose either of those things is over on Thomas Punning, I'm going to get some armies into production. We should be able to get some defense armies on the ground.
The chat is suggesting sexing the mole people.
We could sex the mole people, but let's get some defense armies on the ground just in case they turn out to be hostile. Now we've got, yeah, let's get those in production. Defense armies are pretty fast to train. Those can be trained in 6 seconds, 60 seconds. Yeah, let's just get some defense armies going on there. Clone army study, we don't have the clone vat, so we can't produce them. So, what we want to do is just keep an eye on that, and let's just let a couple of defense armies finish in case this is a problem. I can't get the... Actually, I probably can. Actually, this is a good idea. Actually, I've just had a really good idea. The Legions of Tabby should come and stand by ready to assist. Legions of Tabby, head over here. How close? Actually, they're not. They're quite far away. They're quite far away. I don't think they're going to make it in time. But in case there's trouble, it would be nice to know they're on the way. So, whatever's going on Thomas... Bloody hell, Thomas. Whatever's going on down there... we'll hopefully be able to sort it out. We've got low gravity building cost minus 10%. That's nice. Inactive buildings over here. I know people are growing as fast as they can. Chill the bloody hell out here. Right. Yeah, and just upgrade all of these here buildings. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, keep an eye on that one. Time is ticking by. Meanwhile, over in Australia, which isn't causing trouble, unlike flipping Thomas Punning, which is causing trouble. Bloody hell. Jaffa Cake is fine. Jaffa Cake is growing. Tiberius is doing well, but doesn't need to be rushed into a sector because, quite frankly, we don't have anything else to start expanding anytime soon. We don't have the influence to get this new mushroom planet down and settled. I'd like to, but we just don't quite have the... We don't quite have it for the minute. So we just mainly should focus on... Actually, it's till 2341 we're kind of forced into peace. So we've got plenty of time to just rebuild and not worry about it. It's fine. For the time being. Legio 1 is ready. PD shoot is almost with Legio 1, which is good. Keep an eye on the timer. Make sure we don't run out of time before they appear. We've got ourselves, yeah, plenty of time yet. Where's the flipping... Oh dear, right. More defense armies coming in. Legions of Tabby en route. Got ourselves, that's ticking down over there, but I think as long as we start that, I'm going to start that, like, if we get to, like, 60, that'll be fine. Oh, someone's died. Someone's died. Oh, the Mentat has died! Oh, the Mentat, the special scientist, we loved that guy. Right, well, that's a shame. Actually, you know what? Before we actually acquire a new person, I'm just going to go and speak to, the Enclave again. Presumably they'll now sell us a new scientist, I would guess. Let's actually have a look to see. Could we recruit one of your scientists? Of course, you can have your donation. That is 2,500 energy. Yep, every time. There we go. So, who's the new guy? Assign a scientist. It's the Mentat ×2. He's back. It regenerates the Mentat. So,
very nice.
I guess it's a title rather than a person. So, we've just got the Mentat back again.
So, maybe it was the Mentat's protege.
Could well be. Explosive weapon damage we don't need. Kinetic weapon damage we don't use. Mining isolation for mining network 5 wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Yeah, let's just go for mining networks up. Gonna take a long time to do that, but it's fine. Okay, so that's done, so that's okay. All of you are alright for the time being. Situation log. Over here, yeah, to the... We definitely want to establish communication with these guys. If we can do it peacefully, we will do it peacefully. But I would like to know... I'd like to have a few more defense armies in production first. The defense armies are coming in. They're coming in what looks like about one every... Yeah, they're coming in once every 60 seconds, if I recall correctly. That looks like it's ticking down at 1 day per second. We'll be able to get a few more defense armies out before that happens. Plus, the Legions of Tabby are on the move right now. They are currently in... Titanic Beast, John. Oh, no, that's not where you are. You are in Nupron. I've no idea where that is, but I'm sure you're on your way as quick as you can. That's probably you there. Yeah, that's probably you right there, in fact. Yeah, actually, they're almost there. They're almost there. They might even make it in time to assist, which would be really, really, really good if you could make that. Because, yeah, Hyperdrive's fast, especially when you've got Hyperdrive 3 set up, which we do, which is nice. So just keep an eye on this, because it's going to be tight. 170 days. Actually, I think we're all right. I think they're going to make it down there. Land, and once we've got that, we've got so many armies on the ground. Even if they're hostile, we will win that fight, which is nice to know. Also, while we're doing all of that, construction ships, you may as well come here and like build mining stations. There's another construction ship around here. After you've done that, just head on to here, build another mining station. Apparently, there's just stuff we haven't really got so far. Yeah, that's nice. So back to the sit log, and there we are. I think they're almost there. The armies of Tabby are almost there. 138 days. This is under control. So now they just need to make their way across the system and land on Thomas Punnick. We've got to... Yeah, it's a special project. You don't need a science vessel nearby. You just do it by doing it this way. So come on, guys, hurry up. It's kind of annoying that actually, like, if you just happen to spawn on the wrong side of the system, it can take longer to just cross the system manually than it can take to, like, do anything else. Oh, dear. Right, if that gets down to 60, I'll probably at that point want to start activating this. But I'd like to see the Legions of Tabby on the ground before we do this one way or the other. Come on, Legions of Tabby. Hurry up, speed this up a little bit here. There we go. Down to 90 days. 3 months. And the Legions of Tabby are still bloody just moving their way across the system. And there we are, lovely. Right now. Legions of Tabby are about to land. And as soon as that happens, this area will be very, very, very well defended. Right, let's start the research. Yeah, we go. Sorry, don't worry. I paused. You didn't miss the drama. You did not miss the drama. Okay, so special project is completed. One of our probes burrowed through the ground and intercepted the tunneling aliens on Thomas Punnick. If the startled alien workers calmed down, the probe was successful in establishing communication. Open a channel.
And I tried to say, more people stole the Wi-Fi.
Oh dear. Is this thing on? Can you see us, surfacers? We understand you hail from the great nothing that lies upwards beyond the stone. It was assumed nothing living could exist there. Evidently this is not so. What are your intentions? Okay, so, we've actually got options here. Tell us about yourselves. We would like to coexist in peace. Society output plus 10%. That's nice. Or submit or be destroyed. Tell us about yourselves, why don't you? So our empire stretches every pocket of the known world. Only the great nothing lies beyond our reach. We have many fine cities supported by lichen farms and fish we catch in large rivers flowing through our tunnels. It's been away for thousands of years. Our diggers heard the faint echoes of your cities through the stone. We decided to investigate. Well, I'd say we just coexist in peace then. Just seems to be plus 10% society. It might cause trouble later, but I'd say that's fine for now. So then it shall be, so we shall surface it. Let us share this world together. In the spirit of peace, we're most interested in trading with your people. I believe we have much to offer one another. We shall return to our cities and make the arrangements. Hooray! Peace! Lovely. Well, that was good. I'm glad we didn't launch a preemptive strike against them. Congratulations, Thomas Punnick. You now have a sub-20 civilization and 10% society research. Which is actually that's really weird. It's interesting that there are actual city ruins on this planet, which is kind of interesting because, yeah, it does raise the question who used to live on the surface and potentially did the subterranean cities do something to those individuals. Who flipping knows, eh? Right, also, we should probably...
Also, thank you to Kyle Langston, who donated $5 and said 2 more hours of live stream, you know you want to.
Thank you, Kyle Langston, but unfortunately, even though you have donated, we cannot do 2 more hours of live stream, because we'd like to go and eat and watch Doctor Who at some point. Because it actually looks like this episode might be okay. I think it looks too crowded.
Said it was good.
I think it looked crowded to me, which worried me, but we'll have to see. Hopefully, it would be nice if it was good. I'm just worried it looked really crowded. Look, there was too much to shove into one episode. So we'll have to see about that. I also really don't like the fact that the flipping Velminax hegemony is just floating around up there inside my territory for no good reason. Don't like that one little bloody bit, actually, but never mind. Right, yeah.
Someone's saying they think maybe the mole people on Thomas Punning used to not be mole people and they lived in the city and then for some reason they had to go underground and become mole people.
That does seem to logically make sense to me, yes. Right, so let's merge these forces together. Now we're up to a fleet of 73,000 again. We've got a message coming in. Research agreement, you want... Alright, fine, we'll have a bloody research agreement. Why the bloody hell not, eh? Right, we're at... Actually, we're not quite at fleet. We're almost at fleet capacity. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a coward save just in case. So, you never know, just in case. But now we're going to take on the Dimensional Horror. I think, like, you know, we've got a good starting point here. So let's just send our 73,000 fleet in. Should, I'd say, be enough to handle the Dimensional Horror. Let's just go back out to our normal borders here. Yeah, we're ready to... As soon as we've got the influence, we're ready to take over this area over here, which is nice. We're ready to move over into the black hole and take out the monstrosity. In we go. And, guys, commence attack on monstrosity, please. Thank you. And, oh, we already are. Good. We're probably going to take some damage, understandably. Has anything died yet? It's... Wait, what? 58,000. Oh, ouch. Okay, that's doing damage to us very quickly, in fact. Actually, I'm really concerned about how quickly that's doing damage to us. Because we were... How are we down to that little... Wait, what? Also, why are our bombers going over here? Guys, the interdimensional horror's not over there. The interdimensional horror's over here. Can we all kind of close in the interdimensional horror? Because I can't notice he's doing... There we are. Someone's firing. I'm glad someone's firing. I'm not quite sure how we officially lost so much strength. Oh, it's because the Admiral died. Oh, that's just perfect timing. He literally died as the battle began. Oh, that's just spot on. Excellent timing.
Great.
Literally, the battle was joined and the Admiral just died. Well, that's just bloody useless. Right, okay. Well, on the plus side, we're firing on this thing now. We've got a good amount of fire coming in. Most of our fleet's closed the gap. I don't think we've actually taken much damage yet. We've got a lot of... In fact, actually, I think his fire's been kind of drawn over to some of the bombers, which is good. So now we just need to... Yep, there we are. Let's have a look to see what we've got going on here. We're doing lots of damage to... Yeah, we're doing a load of damage. It's just laser weapons, all those plasma, all those proton torpedoes coming in. We're certainly having an impact on him. I'd say we're having an impact on him very, very nicely indeed. Damage to armor, damage to hull. So technically he's got armor and hull is what he's got. He's just got a health bar and a fair bit of armor. But we've got loads of laser weapons. Plasma weapons cut through armor like crazy. He's down to, yeah, he's lost a quarter of his health already. We've still got the overwhelming majority of our strength. I'd say that's fine. Someone's communicating with us. Energy credits for... terraforming gases. I don't think we're going to be doing any terraforming, so yes, that's acceptable. In which case, we may as well just actually get rebuilding while the dimensional horror is being taken out. We don't need to be paying attention to that, I'd say. I'd say it's absolutely fine. And more people coming in. Energy credits and minerals for monthly terraforming. Yes, that's fine again. Just get those cruisers in production. Get those cruisers in production. And then just top up the corvettes, because they'll definitely have taken a couple of knocks during this little fight as well. Thomas Punnett could definitely do with having some solar-powered networks. And I think he's almost dead. Almost dead. Yep, he's got to be down. Almost done. And we have got ourselves some unusual energy readings. Lovely. He has been banished. The malignant entity which attempted to breach our universe near the Lustjaj black hole has been banished back to its own realm. Only time until its influence has been sufficiently weakened to keep it there for good. But there was an anomalous energy reading. Let's get a science vessel over here. Where's our nearest science vessel? Hang on. Just check our science vessels. Well, you're way over there, just helping out with research. You're bloody way over there. You're over there. You're over here not doing anything. Okay, well that's good enough for me. Come over here, do this research. So, yeah, research projects in this system, please. Thank you. So we've got a science vessel coming in. And as soon as you've done your job, we will have jump drives available as an option. Now, I don't know whether it's sensible to do that. I would say, arguably, it's not. It's dangerous to even risk the unbidden coming through. But we can think about it. We can certainly think about it. And very, very soon indeed, we will have our... Yeah, excuse me. And very, very soon indeed, we will indeed have the particle lancers coming in. Those are actually only like... Yeah, those are less than a year away. And as soon as that's happening, we're pretty much switching all over to particle lancers. Everything that can have particle lancers on it will be gaining particle lancers, damn it. It's too important to not do so.
Yeah, you should recruit a new admiral, John.
Yes, you're right. I should while we actually have the opportunity to. It's so annoying he died literally at that moment. Also, we've just got... Who are you and why are you here? Go away. You're terrible and you're 50. Right, recruit a new admiral. Aggressive fire rate plus 8%. We've got... No one cares about the Sin Empire. Cautious weapon...
And while you're doing that, thank you to Sean Pitty, who donated... $10 US and says, keep up the good work. You're one of my favorite YouTubers.
Thank you very much, Sean. That is very much appreciated.
Yes.
And we have got cautious weapon range plus 10% or fire rate plus 8%. Ooh, I'd prefer the cautious. We want to go for a long range thing. I'm going to recruit you. So we've actually got a Roman commanding the fleet again once more. Though only use, yeah, 1-star experience right now. So she needs to get herself some experience in a couple of small little local fights before too long. Right. Fleet returning, science vessel heading on its way. It's just, have we got anything else we haven't done yet? I think we've got one construction ship over here. May as well get a new research station. Don't think we've got... We might have 1 or 2 more things. This planet over here that's a crappy planet we don't care about. And then down around here. Yeah, we're kind of... And there might be like the odd planet left that might be okay. There's an okay snow world in Johnstown Snowball, but it's already obviously outside of that. Profits retreat. Yeah, the thing is, what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking finally, after we ran into them in
thing again where you didn't scroll down to check the other options?
Yes, I did. Okay. Let's just... Oh, okay, I'm just going to check if any of them were any good. Fine. Leaders. Recruit a new...
Chat, there's a tiny bit of latency. So
oh, the bloody hell! There was a Gale Force. Okay, fine. Hang on. There's... Yeah, okay, get rid of you, and hire the Gale Force person, because Gale Force is superior and you're younger. Yeah, there we are. Sorry, yeah, assign leader, Gale Force. Yeah, I'm glad they reminded me to do that, because he's much better. Gale Force is just, I think, to my mind, the best. Like, sublight speed, combat speed, and evasion plus 5% is really good. I think that's really, really damn good. So that's a bit of wasted influence, but whatever, it's fine. It's not like we need to save up 400 influence in order to set up a new mushroom colony or anything like that. No, that would be crazy. Australia's ready, by the way, and the bug people are moving in. Bless those magnificent buggy bastards. It's nice they finally get somewhere to live after they're being actually literally forced off their original world by the envelope people, and we will avenge you, bug people. Don't worry, we will avenge you. There's no way they're getting away with this. Oh, is that the research? I think it is. No, that's habitability plus 5%. Damn it, I was hoping that was particle lancers. We do need to get rid of... Actually, which one's got Australia? Australia's covered with... yeah, quicksand basins. We do need to sort that out. So, quicksand basin. Get that done in 7 months. Beautiful. Because then we can clear up Australia. Because right now Australia's a bit of a mess, so we need to go and deal with Australia. Australia's just, you know... It's a bit dodgy right now. Thomas Punnett is... Oh, Thomas Punnett's growing fast. People are actually migrating in, which is nice. People are actually migrating over to that. Good. Let's actually start... Can we give them a governor? I think we might have... Is anyone... No, we don't... Oh, yeah, we do just have the leader capacity for that. Right, so... Adaptable, building cost... Oh, environment blocker clear. Yeah, you're well worth having, just because we do need to clear a whole bunch of those. So let's clear those out of the way for 150, 150. Beautiful. Let's start getting that out of the way. Nice. This is good. This is very, very good indeed.
Construction complete.
Construction complete. There's war declaration. Oh, no. How do we feel about a little war? How do we feel about it? We're not going to do this war this time. We're going to wrap up very, very shortly indeed. But everyone wants to go to war against the Velmanac silencers for no well-explained reason.
Yeah, someone's mentioned in the chat that there's a, you were talking about going to war against the Snail Fallen Empire.
Yeah, which I think is a good idea just to get their technology, because then we can just scan all their technology. Yeah.
Someone else mentioned that there's a Fallen Empire that's like twice the size, half the size of the Snail Fallen Empire. It's got like 1 or 2 planets. And
I think it doesn't really. I think it doesn't really matter. I think they're about the same strength. They're going to be about the same strength regardless of the size. It's just they get weird modifiers. They don't play by the normal rules. You know what? I'm going to vote yes. Screw it. I'm willing to be at war with the Velmanac silencers. Let's just finish off the bloody.
Which ones are the Velmanac silencers?
They're the fanatical purifiers. They're the only thing left we really can go to war with.
Well, we never liked those guys.
We've already been to war with them once. In fact, actually, large parts of the current Infinite Pond territory, I believe, has actually been carved out of them in many ways. So it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I think it's a-okay that we go and do that. I don't think we even need to get involved. I mean, if Legio 1 can get over there in time, that's absolutely fine, because then we could get some experience for our new general. But I think the bigger priority is he's now getting some. Yeah, he needs to heal up and get himself upgraded, because in just a moment, any second now, we have got ourselves. Oh yes, we just got particle flipping and tachyon lancers became available immediately, and the special project has been completed, meaning jump drives just became okay. That was the sound of John clapping. Okay, everything just got interesting, because all of a sudden we have got this wonderful scientist, the Mentat, who can research things super fast, and we have got ourselves tachyon lancers, ludicrously long-range, hard-hitting, extra-large weapons that we could research. Or, alternatively, we've just got the jump drive. Now, I'm probably going to go for tachyon first, because it's too good not to. And the Mentat can just do it in 41 months because he's so bloody damn good. But yeah, just in case you don't know this is basically the highest level of laser weapon, and like what many people consider like the ultimate endgame thing. So if we go over to ship designer right now, only some ships are allowed to this. I think cruisers might be. Cruisers allowed to even have an extra large slot on them. I'm not even sure they are. No, cruisers aren't even allowed. So this is just for my battleship contingent. So what I need to do is, yeah, I can still have 2 hangars, but on the front, I'm now going to mount a spinal mount bow, and this is purely for the sake of one tiny, tiny thing, and that is my particle lancers. Because, yeah, a large gamma laser does, like, damage 42 to 71 at a range of 70. A particle lance does damage 144 to 273 at a range of 100. Ignores 90% of armor.
Much better.
Yeah, ignores 90% of armor. Oh, yeah. I'd say we're going to put ourselves a nice particle lance on the front of all of our battleships from now on. Life is good. Life is very good.
What I love about
indeed.
Stellaris is how often, I'm just going to play a tiny little bit more. I'm just going to fix the thing, and then something happens that makes.
Oh, we got 0 point power as well. 0 point power's coming. That's good. We need to talk about 0 point power. We don't need to talk about 0 point power.
What's 0 point power?
Basically, it's the highest level of reactor, which means now we can just basically power our ships more effectively. So that is, so we can just basically power things more effectively, which is good. I'm not sure we actually need it anywhere else. I'm not sure our cruisers, for example, need that. But our cruisers now need to do more in terms of providing the bomber wings, now that we're going to take one set of bomber wings off our battleships. But I'd rather have our battleships in possession of that. Though actually what we can do is if we put all of these over to large, we can almost certainly get like loads more shielding on our ships as a result. So not quite that much, unfortunately. But actually if I go down to like 3, no 2, no 1... yeah, we can get loads more. Thanks to this, we can now get loads more shielding on all our ships. Like, this is such a big improvement to our ships right here. This is going to be, this is going to be beautiful. This is going to be so beautiful. I can probably just whack that. Not quite. But if I just lower that to like 4, 3, So, yeah, again, that's just even flipping more. That's more on the war pigs. They're now better than they were. The corvettes, thanks to that, we could probably kind of shove on some extra shielding too, which would be beautiful. Just medium, and a small, and probably get another rank of shielding there. Not quite, but a rank 4 shielding. Nice. That's extra shielding on that. The entire fleet, thanks to that 0-point power, is now a lot more powerful. Our battleships now have flipping massive long-range particle lancers mounted on them. We have got tachyon lancers coming in soon. If we choose to consider that it's worth the risk, we can have jump drives on our ships very, very soon indeed as well. Though that does risk the unbidden actually showing up. But it would mean we do have an edge against basically every other empire other than the Fallen Empires. And I would say, now that we've got our fleet here, yeah, just kind of heading home, waiting to be upgraded, all of that good stuff. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Ooh, yes, yes, this is all very, very good indeed. Guys, just back up over here for a second. Now I want you to upgrade. Now upgrade to, yeah, 6,000 for that. Just head there and upgrade. Head there and upgrade. I don't care. Just upgrade yourselves. This is going to take some time. We're going to wait for some money to come in, but once that fleet's upgraded, this is going to be truly, truly spectacular. And indeed, now with this new fleet, and hopefully, if I'm right, no, it's the Rontor up next for presidency. We're not quite the next presidents yet, unfortunately, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Damn it. I'm actually going to pause the game because then new stuff can't keep happening, and we can't just keep going forever, which otherwise we will flipping do, because that's just a thing I do, as Claire is well aware and enjoys mocking me for immensely.
I mean, mostly the chat was mocking you because I tried to say something sweet about it, about the game and about how distracted it makes you, and then right up you interrupted me with something shiny the game did.
That sounds like a thing I'd do, yes.
Yeah.
But yes, I would say these snail people have been bothering us all this time, and it's a different snail person, of course. They have been changing over.
The face of your death.
Yep, yeah, this is indeed what my sudden death looks like, as the end card says. But yeah, these guys, their naval capacity is now equivalent to ours. If I was to re-implement the Grand Fleet, and then just get up to capacity, and bring in my new high-tech armada, I think we could have these bastards. We could have these bastards, and then have our science ship basically just crawl this whole area for technology. And the other really nice thing about that, we could finally settle Prophet's Retreat. Finally, we could settle Prophet's Retreat, which is so nice, it's worth having. They've also got this one over here, but that one's kind of terrible. But we could finally settle Prophet's Retreat. But actually, what might be a good idea is we could actually settle Prophet's Retreat and then basically just squat our fleet over with a bunch of defense stations and make them come to us. Then they have to fight. Excuse me. Then they have to fight on our terms, which would be quite fun. So that is something we're thinking about. So we may have lost the war, or rather, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, we have lost a battle. But the war will be ours yet. Next time, probably coming up in 2 weeks, because I might do a stream next week, but I've got something else planned for next week. I've got something else I've got in mind for that, which is something a bit fun and different. I think you might actually like. It's got quite a bit of audience participation for what I'm thinking I might do next week. So you might be enjoying that. But yes, the week after that, when we're back here, then we've got another, I think, about 7 years until we hit the point where the ceasefires basically come off cooldown. At that point, the Apache might attack us again. The Thembalon might want to attack us again. We probably will want to attack the Thembalon at that point anyway. Quite frankly, we might want to start going for a couple of small wars against those guys, just to start picking off some of these guys. If nothing else, I want to regain my territory in this part of the world. That needs to be regained. That's very, very important indeed. And I suspect war against the snail people could be a good idea. But yeah, I know what people say in the chat. There's these guys up here who look smaller, but you can see they're like superior equivalent overwhelming. It's exactly the same. There's no advantage or disadvantage to going for one or the other. Like, these guys are fun because they've got, like, the beacons of stability and stuff. So they've actually got, like, the ring worlds. They actually have proper ring worlds, which are pretty cool. But I would say we're probably better off just kind of absorbing this because it's a bit more out of the way and we can just absorb it into our empire nice and easily. So, all of that is coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. How many people have we got with us, by the way? We still have about 1,500-ish?
We are now on, let's see if the page wants to load. I'm having to have the chat on a separate page because it goes too quickly, and otherwise I can't deal with it in the YouTube window. We have 1,300 people right now.
We lost a couple hundred to who? I think that's acceptable.
We had a donation of $1 Australian from Argnus. So thank you for staying up.
One stray $1 at the end there from the Australians. Bless you, Australians.
And
that's
another 2 quid from Joseph Cook Williams, who said, "Please scan the debris."
Please scan the what debris? How much debris is there? Wait, is
there must be more than like.
I don't think any of the, I'm not sure any of the debris is that useful. The debris is all in. Hang on, that's track on the map. That's way up there. We're not gonna be able to get to that. The debris is, I think, not that useful because I think the debris is. It's none of it's going to be Fallen Empire stuff. Actually, he's probably right that if we could get to the debris in Corval. If we happen to have that, that might actually be valuable technology. Okay, we need to do that now before we sign off.
Yeah, obviously.
It's not my fault. That was someone. No. That was someone else that did that, and we just need to find the nearest science ship. So we've got science ships around. There's science ship there. Science ship there. Science ship there. Science ship there. Okay. If you can get there in time, research the project. But I don't think you can. I don't think he's even gonna be able to make it in time. We'll leave him there. We won't bother chasing him because it's gonna take him like ages to get there, and then other stuff will happen, and we'll get stuck in a big loop again. So let's just not do that right now. If we've got a big war up here, oh yeah, we should probably go and join in with the war up here. I imagine my Federation's going to win this by itself. These guys, if I recall correctly, they are pathetically weak. They're pathetically weak, so we've already kicked their asses a couple of times. But it would be nice to get I think this is the last Fanatical Purifier in the galaxy, otherwise we would have seen one of them already. So it's nice to see, Fanatical Purifiers dealt with once and for all. That's nice to see. So, all of that to come next time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all, especially to people who've donated to the Super Chat. Like, literally, like, when we do streams, now we've turned on Super Chat, like, we make vastly more through Super Chat donations than we do in, like, any, like, normal day of ad revenue by, like, a long margin. Like, we get more out of doing... We get way more out of doing these streams than we actually get from, like, a normal day's videos, which is a sad testament to the state of YouTube right now. So it makes a huge, huge difference to us. Yes, Claire?
Speaking of, thank you to Philip Harbo, who donated 50 Danish kroner.
Thank you, Philip. That is my...
And said thanks for a fun stream. Yes, it was really fun.
We also have, for other people who fancy other stuff, on ManyTrueNut.com, where you can also check out our new fan art page. So if you've ever written fan art to us, if you've ever made fan art like for us in the past, and we don't have it there, feel free to email it to us, ManyTrueNut@gmail.com. We will update that and try and get it all up to date and add a bunch of stuff there. Or if your fan art's there but you aren't credited, again, email us, ManyTrueNut@gmail.com. We will credit you. We didn't mean to do anything without credit. It's just we couldn't always find the original accounts it was associated with. We just we downloaded it because we wanted to share it ourselves. We didn't actually have the name of the author or whatever there. So do feel free to do us about that. And on ManyTrueNut.com, also there are links to our PayPal account if you want to donate through that, or if you want to instead Patreon. Literally tomorrow I'm going to be putting out the call for the Patreon cast. It's a podcast I do just for our Patreon followers, where basically it's a running Ask Me Anything. It's behind the scenes look at all things in the world, like literally anything. Just $1 a month gets you access to that. So we'll get the Patreon cast out. You can ask me anything, you'll learn about, and you'll hear about all the upcoming series. Like, what's happening next Friday, I'll almost certainly be revealing at the weekend, so the Patreon people will be the first to know about that. What is the new series beginning next Friday, which I was teasing at the end of Fallout 4 Level 1 Survival when that concluded yesterday. That will be happening, we'll be kind of doing that first up with those guys. I think it's very, very cool indeed. So we'll have the Patreon cast submission out with those guys. So that's there. That's all the different things. Thank you all so very much for joining us. Next Saturday, something a bit different is what I'm planning right now, assuming we don't run into internet problems or whatever, and this will be returning in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
That was a bit too fast, actually. You ruined it in a different way that time.
Also, thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. You just helped us out again. You've had a planet named after you, I think that, and we're sending you a mug. So that's hopefully that's thanks enough, Thomas. We've given you literally the world and a mug on top. So hopefully you consider that fair recompense. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
That was better that time. This has been Many a True, and this has been Stellaris. Thank you all so very, very much for coming out and joining us. I'm going to go for the goodbye screen now. Yeah, there it is. Goodbye.
Goodbye.